right, we on, man. What's going on, people? Boomer Sooner, what's up? I'm gonna start this thing off. Dallas Cowboy football news. Introduce yourself, man.
What's going on, you guys? Dallas Cowboy football news. Thanks for having me, DJ. Welcome, panel. Let's have a good show tonight.
Yeah, like that. Working class Cowboy, introduce yourself, man.
Hey, y'all, this is WC2. Y'all know who I am, man. If you don't, you're going to find out. All right.
Yeah.
Go Silver and Blue Nation. Hey, man. Hey, it's all about that silver and blue, baby. Win, lose, or tie. Cowboys till I die, y'all.
Here we go. Cowboys abroad, man. Talk to them.
Hey, from the other side of the world, this is Cowboys Abroad. Looking forward to a good show tonight. Thanks for having me on, DJ. Let's get into it. Let's talk some Cowboys.
All right, Jato, what's up, man? First topic, we're gonna run through, like Garrett say, all three phases of the team. Yeah, we're gonna talk about coaches, everything. First of all, let's start off with how big of a matchup and important game this is. I'm gonna say it's a pretty good matchup. It's not the title for Texas, but like we were just talking offline, these teams really don't like each other. It's so crazy. You got two teams right there beside each other. Hell, you got two brothers on opposite teams. Zach Martin brother plays for the Houston Texans. That's crazy. It's such a rivalry game. Like, it's gonna be big. Hell, you got both quarterbacks wearing number 4. I mean, oh my God. We got one of the best defensive ends in the league. They got one of the best defensive ends in the league. I mean, matchup for matchup, man, it's gonna look pretty good. The only thing that's kind of lopsided is the receiver, but we'll get into that, the receivers. But as far as running back, we got the better running back. It's a pretty big matchup, and it's a very important game. The crowd is gonna be 50-50 because they're still in Texas. So you're gonna see as many Cowboys jerseys as you see Texan jersey. So it's gonna be a real loud, rowdy game. It's gonna be aggressive. I feel. I think the weather's gonna be pretty fair. It's always pretty in Texas, in my opinion.
They're in a dome.
Yeah, okay, they're in a dome. Football news. How do you think this is really an important big game for both teams? Not just us, but how important is it for both teams to get this? Like I said, it's like the title for Texas.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys can't get back under 500. The quarter of the season just ended, and I think the Texans just won their first game of the year. So, they're trying to come up. Dallas Cowboys are trying to get above 500 from the first time all year. So it is going to be a damn good match. Call it the Governor's Cup, the Battle of the Lone Star. Call it whatever you want, but it's going to be a hell of a game today, or on Sunday, excuse me.
Cowboys abroad, how important do you feel the game is to just whichever team wins out of Texas? So how you feel about the importance of this game? What it means to both of these teams?
Well, first of all, man, let's just put the cards out on the table, man. We have a saying around the office that your priorities are your boss's priorities, right? And I say that to say that Jerry Jones, man, he loves his bragging rights, man. He loves his bragging rights down there in Texas. He's the godfather of Texas down there. And I think it's important, man, just because you want to keep the boss man happy. You don't want the boss man getting upset, and being embarrassed, and embarrassing the boss man in a game like this, against his compadres or against his fellow rival in the state, just wouldn't be good from an employee standpoint. From the Dallas Cowboys standpoint. For the Cowboys standpoint, we need this for our confidence. We need this for our confidence that we're moving in the right direction. We're going forward. We've had a good game, somewhat good game, a couple bad games, and we think we're moving in the right direction. We need this as a confidence builder to say that we got some things going. So I think this game is critical for the Cowboys and how we set the tone for going forward for our season.
Working class Cowboys, the importance of this game, not only for the Houston Texans, but especially for the Cowboys, and like football news said, remain above 500. How important do you feel this game is to the team?
Oh, I think they're all important, really. But this game's in particular, we only play the Texans every 4 years, so it's big. I mean, it's the Governor's Cup. Call it the state championship. Call it what you want. Like y'all already said it. I mean, getting above 500 is a huge deal. I mean, there's a big difference between 3-2 and 2-3. You know what I mean? I mean, really, and it's important. I mean, it's important for my sanity more than anything. Damn it, because I'm tired of losing, man. But we've gone into that already. But hey, good team though, man. Texans are a good team, and I think this is a trap game. You want to know the truth about it?
Wow. Yeah. Like all you guys made great points. You pretty much made every point that I missed. Football news above 500. You say every game is important, of course. Like Cowboys abroad say, shit. Honestly, it's like your reputation on the line. Regardless, it sucks to be the team, and like you got to understand, the Clippers felt like shit for years because how the Lakers were dominating. So when you're a team in the same state of another one, and you feel like you're significantly better, but they still call the America's team, you take that to the heart, man. So it just is what it is. And if anybody else got anything to say, we're gonna move on to number 4. Both of these guys wear number 4, and I'm gonna start with our number 4 first. No, I'm gonna start with their number 4 first. We're gonna say the best for last. Hope he be the best. Let's start with their number 4. Straight to he's a mobile guy. He got a big arm, but every quarterback has some weaknesses. His weakness may be his King Marquise was up. His weakness may be his offensive line. So football news with us having the best defensive end in the NFL right now. I feel like a potential future Pro Bowl linebacker in Van Der Esch, not now, but in the future, one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. I mean, I know what we got to do to contain him, but with their O-line and their receivers, we know DeAndre Hopkins will do his number. But what do you think the game plan should be to somewhat contain Deshaun Watson? Because you can't fully, but what do we do to have to stop him from putting up big points?
Yeah, that's a good point. You look at how Seattle attacked us. I guarantee you the Houston Texans are looking at the Seattle game and seeing how they can take out DeMarcus Lawrence. So, I mean, that is just testimony right there that teams are already on the lookout on how to do things and, how to stop, the number 1 pass rush in the National Football League. Byron Jones, there's no way you can cover him unless your receiver's better than him. You know what I mean? And right now in this football game, the way the offensive line is for the Houston Texans, I think, as long as Rod Marinelli does his job of containing, those type of quarterbacks that can escape the pocket, you're going to see that, this is Rod Marinelli's bread and butter right here. And Rod Marinelli knows how to play these quarterbacks.
Okay. Cowboys abroad. How do we shut this man down?
Hey man, he a good he a good QB, man. I think what we need to do now is our defensive tackles, man, got to come ready to play. I think we're getting everything back just in time, stuff up the middle, getting our guys pressure out on the edge. But what we got to really do is, in my mind, is we got to have a guy, man, prepared to spot this guy. This guy's gonna get elusive. We're gonna get after this guy. This guy's gonna step up and try to extend plays. And so we gotta have somebody keep an eye on this guy, have a linebacker keep an eye on this guy, and be prepared to make tackles. Somebody that can tackle well to get this guy on the ground and present the extended play. This guy over the last couple of weeks, he's in double digits when it comes to getting big plays down the field. After he begins to scramble, so we gotta make sure that we get this guy on the ground. Don't let him get out in space. Don't break containment. As well as let's just be frank, we're gonna need better play from our secondary. Particularly, we're gonna need better play out of our secondary, particularly our safeties, man. Jeff Heath and Anthony Brown. I know, man, that they have a reputation. They haven't necessarily been there for us always. They hit and miss sometimes, but they got to be ready to play this game. They got to be ready to play, and if nothing else, stop the yards after the catch. You know, if them guys can just get the guys on the ground, after the catch is made, even if they can't get there. Damn it, don't let them get the touchdown. You know,
Yeah.
we need Jeff Heath, Anthony Brown, and Xavier Woods to show up and show out. I don't expect us to stop this guy 100%. This guy's gonna get some yards. He's gonna make some plays.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But our tackling got to be better, man. Our tackling and our secondary.
We definitely gonna get to that. We gonna get to that.
Our tackling and our secondary play got to be better. And I think we do that. We're gonna be all right.
Okay. Working class Cowboy. Do you see David Irvin helping us putting a stop to this guy, man, Deshaun Watson, him and Randy Gregory?
Yeah, I think it's going to help. I think having David Irvin back is going to be big. I honestly don't expect a lot out of this guy this game. I mean, I think he could have an impact. You know, definitely a guy that they're going to need to account for. But, you know, it remains to be seen how he actually looks. You know, he'd been out for 4 weeks. He wasn't looking too good in the offseason as far as his conditioning. Hopefully he was taking it seriously. I mean, I don't know if y'all remember that comment he made back on Twitter back in the offseason about just stay tuned for the damn season when everybody was giving him shit. Yeah, well, now it's the season, and I've been staying tuned, so you better show me. You know what I mean? Show me something, David. I mean, I think he's a big key. I'll tell you, you know, Cowboys Broad hit it on the head for me. The key to this game right here is going to be our safety play. So not to beat a dead horse, but if Jeff Heath and Kayvon Frazier don't come to play, you know, we could have a long day because DeAndre Hopkins could have a damn field day, as well as Will Fuller and all the rest of them damn receivers they got over there. You know what I mean? So our safeties have got to come to play. You know what I mean? That's really the bottom line.
Wow. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm all the way with all of you guys. We just got to enter the call. Say I'm just gonna go easy, but we got to hit and harass Deshaun Watson from jump. We got to get turnovers, give the offense more possessions. Absolutely, bro. All right. Let's go to the Dallas Cowboys, number 4, Dak Prescott. I'll start this off, y'all. And I'm not gonna go on no rant or nothing, but here's the thing. We got to get away from the notion of having Dak Prescott just being a game manager. We got to improve from that. A game manager is not going to get you the big one. They try to compare Dak to Brady about the dink and dunk, but Brady is not a game manager. If you all saw the touchdown he threw to Josh Gordon last night, you would know that Dak Prescott has to become a quarterback and a football player that can throw the ball. I'm not talking about 450 yards or 380 yards or 350, but some games you will need 400. Some games you will need 350. Some games it's just the way it is. We can't run Zeke in the ground. Zeke was toe up last week, and this only the beginning because we got bigger and harder hitting defenses coming up. We can't like sometimes you just can't depend on him. After every play, he went out the game last week. Yes, I want Zeke to have 22 to 25 carries, but I also want Prescott to help lighten the load because it will not. You understand? Even with all the scrimmage, we bragged about the scrimmage yards and what Dak did, 255, Zeke 245. We only won by a field goal. Sometimes you got to be more. Sometimes you got to step up and be more. I think Dak can do pretty good versus this defense if he watch Clowney and J.J. Watt because there's not many names. That's another guy. But there's not many names you can call like that can really put a strain on Dak for the limited ability that he already has at the position. I think if Dak watches the field and watches his receiver when they get open, I think he can make the plays. Like There's just a level of play from a quarterback that you have to expect, and we can't hold his hand by saying give Zeke the ball or let Dak run with RPO or what's this? How much is this going to? Sometimes you gotta be able to get an accurate pass down the field. Big time quarterbacks that can throw, quarterbacks that can read a defense, quarterback that can see a man open or throw a man open are the ones that wins the game. And that's why I'm still not sold on Prescott being our quarterback. That's why I don't want him next year to be my quarterback, because I don't think Dak will ever be that type of guy, because he didn't have to be that guy in college. You know, he wasn't never a big thrower in college. Like, trust me, I watched the SEC football. It's my favorite. I'm a Florida Gator diehard fan, so I watched him in college. You know, he wasn't that type of quarterback in college, but we're how many years away from college? 4, and he's 3 years deep into the NFL. Where he got picked doesn't matter no more. It's all about experience right now. It's all about experience, you know. And Dak Prescott has had enough experience to be able to maintain again. Like, you can't win them all, but what you can do, like Working Class said early on his video today. By the way, if you hadn't seen it, go check it out. Working Class said, "Man, look, I can live with you busting your ass and giving me your everything. I can live with a loss. If that go out there and just put it all on the line, not being scared, not having trust in himself, having trust in his arm, reading defenses, changing plays when necessary, throwing when necessary, running. These are all things that come in a quarterback package. If Dak Prescott gives you that, gives you his all, not bonehead plays like overthrowing 6'8" guys, 6'7" guys in the end zone, and we lose, I can keep my head up high and clap for the kid. But it's just a lot of things that he does that just isn't there. Like, we supposed to have been ran away against Detroit, but we didn't because of a lot of mistakes that not only he made, but other guys made too. But overall, when you win, it's the quarterback prop. So when you lose, you got to give him the blame. And Dak Prescott this Sunday has to be accurate. He's gonna have to throw. He's gonna run a lot because Clowney is gonna be on his ass. J.J. Watt is gonna be on his ass. J.J. Watt is gonna give. They're gonna give our offensive line the time. Dak's gonna have to run and get that ball out faster than he normally does. Dallas Cowboys fan 1980, what's up? He's gonna have to do that, and we're gonna need big play from Dak. Dink and dunk and running Zeke a million times is not gonna work against the front defense. It's just not. And Dak's gonna have to throw the ball. He's gonna have to put it on them cornerbacks. He's gonna have to, and I just hope he can, for the sake of us, you know, maintaining our winning we got right now, because we lose one, win one, lose one, win one. I don't want to do that. We're setting ourselves up for disaster. So Dak Prescott is going to have to play even bigger than he played in the last 3 games, because even the 2 we won was, you know, it is what it is. So football news, what you got for Dak Prescott this weekend?
Yeah, Dak Prescott. All he was last Sunday, and I've said this multiple times, was a bus driver. I stand by that. He took what the defense gave him. He didn't try to do too much. He only threw down the field 20 yards or more 5 times. He completed 2 of them. Yeah, he had a better game, and his accuracy was on point, but he did what any 30-year quarterback can do in the National Football League, and that was manage a football game. And that's all he has to do in this game. Feed Zeke, trust what's in front of you, the offensive line. I mean, Connor Williams' grade shot up huge. Everybody's grade shot up huge against these Detroit Lions last week. So that's all Dak has to do. It's week 5. You should have that rhythm. I don't want to see no inconsistencies from this 30-year quarterback. You're absolutely right. It's not where he got drafted. It's about right now and his experience in the National Football League. He's a year and a half, two and a half years in. It's time to stop the excuses and start making some plays and be that game manager, because, you know, when you got Zeke, you got the offensive line, and you got speedy wide receivers like Tavon Austin, you know, the Michael Gallup catch. You know, you got these things right here. He has to trust it. If he don't, it's his fault. Go ahead, Abroad.
Hey, let me just say, man, trust would be a hell of a lot easier, man, if you didn't have your receivers, man, drop them down, pass it in the end zone. I'm just saying it'd be a hell of a lot easier to trust. Be a hell of a lot easier to trust them. But that's it, man. Number four, what he has to do really is he has to realize he's not going to have all day. He's not gonna have all day. He's not gonna have time to eat lunch like he did last week back there to throw the damn ball. He's gonna have to get the ball out in there. He's gonna have to get the ball out in space. Short passes, screen passes. In some cases, RPOs. He's got to be prepared to. He's got to be prepared to step up, and actually, get it on the ground if he had to with his feet, and extend that play, get that 6-7 yards, whatever he's got, and get down. I think that if he go out and play with himself and realize, hey, that I don't have all the time in the world. Let's get the ball out fast. And I think that it's not just Dak, but our coaches got to realize that with Clowney and Watt coming, that's going to be pressure. There's going to be times when they're gonna get in our backfield, and he's got to be prepared to get the ball on to pull that ball down and get the necessary yardage. He's also going to have to be prepared to dump that ball out and get out on the edge. I would like to see him hit more of our RBs coming out of the backfield. Hit our fullback coming out of the backfield. There are more guys than just our receivers that can help in the situation. We need short, quick. Let's get the ball out. Let our playmakers do what they do. Use their looseness. Use their athletic ability to make it happen. To make it happen for us. I think that if we try to plan this scheme, we need to get the ball down the field a few times to keep them honest. But if we try to live on that, I don't think we're going to have time to get the ball down the field. Our offensive line is, they did it against Detroit because Detroit didn't really give us a hell of a lot. But over through 3 games, our offensive line has proven they can't give us enough time to get the ball 20, 30, 40 yards down the field on a consistent basis. And so we can't plan to live by that. We got a plan and scheme to get the ball to our playmakers, let them get out in space and do what they do.
Playmaker. Space Cowboy 17, what's up, brother?
What's going on? How's everyone doing?
Working class cowboy, man. What does Dak Prescott have to do to
I'll be right back on here in just a second.
Hey, DJ, let me address that real quick, man. When I say playmakers, I'm talking about Zeke, Rod Smith, and Tavon Austin. All those guys has proven, man, they can be elusive and be dangerous, man, with the ball in their hands.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not necessarily talking about those suspect receivers we got.
Okay. I got you.
But we got some people, man, that's proven they can get the job done.
Right. I got you. Working class cowboy, what does Dak have to do to get this dub for us, man?
Well, you guys covered a whole lot. You guys covered a lot of it, but hey, listen, DJ, man, you know how I feel about Dak Prescott, man. I have made it very clear to the whole nation that what I feel about Dak Prescott. All right, but this kid, I'll tell you what is going to help Dak the most, and that's this fucking sorry coaching staff needs to fucking not put him in positions where he has to make throws, like fucking throwing the ball 3 times in the red zone when you got the best fucking running back in the NFL in the backfield. Okay, these coaches need to help Dak out. Okay, I don't know. I mean, you guys covered a lot of ground. Yes, he's good on the move. I will say this: Tavon Austin is not an outside receiver. They need to stop trying to use him as a goddamn outside receiver. He's too small. He's going to get hurt. Okay. He needs to be in space. They need to get him in space, hit him in the middle of the field, get him in damn open field, let him use that speed. Yes, he can play outside, but he's too damn small. Dak, we all know what Dak needs to do. He needs to actually throw the damn ball when he sees an open receiver and stop second guessing himself. All right. He needs to make better reads. All right. He needs to stop only reading half the damn field. Okay. He needs to, he just needs to be sharp. He also needs to account for on every damn play where's Jadeveon Clowney and where's J.J. Watt, because those dudes will wreck this game for us. So you got to set the protection. He needs to be aware of what they're trying to do and get rid of the damn ball. And that's all I got, because if I go on, I'm going to start cussing and yelling because I can't stand this kid.
Space Cowboy 17, my brother. I got 2 questions for you just to get you caught up.
Okay.
What does this win mean for the state of Texas, whether we win it or the Texans lose it? Like, what do you think this means as far as both of these teams? That's the first question. And the second question is, what does Dak have to do to win us this game?
Okay, so the first question, I'm from Jersey, so I really could care less about the state. Now I'm playing. No, but real talk, this is this has nothing to do, like, in my opinion, this has much more to deal with the state of Texas. This can really set the tone for both teams' seasons. Even though we've been saying that's how certain games have gone throughout the rest of the season. Listen, Houston wants to try and get back on track. They want to stay in the race for their division because, listen, they don't want to start out 1-4. We know that.
Right.
But with the Cowboys, they don't want to start out 2-3. So either way, both teams have a lot riding on them. For me, I believe that the Cowboys definitely need. I mean, for me, I said last week was a must-win. This is a must-win too, especially when you're in a situation where you have a win in the division and you have some of the other teams kind of not falling off, but you know what I mean? Like, you're trying to keep pace. So there's that. I don't really have much more to say about, like, the whole dynamic of the rivalry, because honestly, there really isn't a rivalry in my opinion, between the Texans. Well, if you included the Oilers, then yeah, but if you're talking about the Texans, then no, it's just like whatever. But I guess I want to talk about what does Dak have to do to win this game. I think it's just he's got to. I mean, whatever not that the Cowboys don't know what they're doing. But it's just whatever they did against the Lions, they have to emulate versus the Texans. Look, the Texans are a team that, while they are tough defensively, they have J.J. Watt, they have Jadeveon Clowney. The Cowboys have a way to win, and I think that it's going to be a much taller task for Dak. And I know Dak. We saw last week he wasn't afraid to go at Darius Slay. He wasn't. And I think that's what I like is that he has that. I think he's getting his confidence back. I just hope to God that, like, he keeps it going. But when I look at Dak, right, is his what is his way of winning? It's just being a dual threat. His arm isn't what he's known for, if this makes any sense. It's more of his ability to be a dual threat. Now, I don't know, because sometimes it takes quarterbacks. How do I want to word this? It takes, like, many years for them to master their passing. I'm not trying to create an excuse. No, like, I know that, certain quarterbacks either get it from the get-go or some of them learn as they go. Now, for Dak, I hope that he continues to learn because I don't want him to stagnate. Absolutely not. But for me, if he can emulate what he did in the Lions game, and that's not just a fluke, then good. He's on the right track. He's getting better as a passer. But I think as a lot of us allude to, is that the coaching staff just needs to play to his strengths. I think that they can do that. Zeke has to be the X factor in this game. Look, you know that you can use him in the passing game. I think that's what makes the passing game even more deadly is when you have your superstar in Ezekiel Elliott coming out of the backfield and catching fade pass or deep passes. It makes the offense way more dynamic. Now, again, that was like a weird game because no one was prepared for Zeke to come out of the passing game. And I think that's what the Cowboys need to do. I think that's what makes Dak comfortable because he has another weapon to throw to in the passing game other than the receivers, which is important. So for me, am I expecting a huge game from him? No, not really. I'm expecting kind of 200 between 200 and 250 yards, maybe a touchdown or two, or you know what I mean? Total, by the way. I just expect us to use Zeke as the focal point of this offense from here on out. I mean, I hate to keep going on, but I'm trying to allude to my point that, look, Zeke is having a running back MVP caliber season so far. And I think that the Cowboys just got to continue to play it through him. He's a special kind of back. He's a once-in-a-generation back, and you got to play him like that. So that's all I got to say on that.
Okay. Dallas Cowboys fan 1980. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for having me on. I didn't think I needed to come on. We got so many professionals on the panel tonight. I didn't think I even needed to come on.
It's always good to get knowledge from you. So I want to ask you something. As a Texas boy, being there your whole life and pretty much knowing the peak of the Dallas Cowboys in the early years, and we all seen when the Dallas Texans came in. So two questions. The first question is what does this mean for Texas for either team to win, and what does Dak have to do to get the win for us?
Oh, it means a lot being here. It's gonna be a tough game just because of that. It's gonna feel like a playoff game. The Texans are going to bring out all the stops to win this game just for reputational causes. You know what I mean? Just for that, this solidifies who's the best in Texas. It's a Lone Star, like I said in my video, it's a Lone Star State battle. Yeah. And this is what they do. Just like the Texas OU game is this weekend here at the State Fair, Texas, at the Cotton Bowl. It's kind of like that. It has that type of reputation, that magnitude of it being a very important game. And they're going to put out all the stops. They're going to be ready. And Dak has to, if he played like he played, if they use him like they used him in the Detroit game. I know it's a totally different team with a different type of defense, with a better defensive line. So that's one thing. That's one thing they're going to have to worry about. And like Cowboys Abroad said, he's got to get rid of that ball. He can't hold on to the ball like he did, in week 1, 2, and 3. He's got to and 4. He's got to get rid of it. There is no holding the ball with Clowney and J.J. Watt coming after you. You can't. It's not possible. He's not going to have time. He's got to get rid of it. Dak's development, they got to kind of go into this game on using his strengths. They got to adjust to his development. Now, Dak came into a double-edged sword. He came into a no-win situation where he didn't really have anybody coaching and guiding him. He kind of had to, when Romo left the sideline, he kind of had to, fend for himself. He didn't have that hands-on training that he got from Romo. And that's why everybody's expectations for a Dallas Cowboy quarterback alone is very high. And especially for him being an African-American quarterback for America's team. So he's already hated already. And I'm not trying to bring race in anything or anything like that. Hopefully nobody's offended. I'm not trying to go down that route, but I'm just talking about America's team. If you look at America's team's quarterbacks, they've all been, except Quincy Carter and things like that. But Dak's already kind of in a no-win situation. So any mistake that he makes is going to be exploited. It's going to be, he did this wrong. But they have to figure out a way, because unfortunately he's still developing. He's in his 3rd year, and I hate to keep saying this, but through my years of watching football, it takes about 3 to 4 years for a quarterback to pretty much develop. A lot of quarterbacks had the luxury of developing on a sideline while the starting veteran quarterback was still. Dak didn't have that luxury. He had Romo on the sideline for 1 year. Boom, he was gone. Fend for yourself. Because we don't know what we're doing as an organization. And we drafted you 4th round, and we really wasn't. Romo was supposed to come back, and yada yada yada. But I don't mean to get off the subject, but Dak can't hold on to the ball. They got to use him to where he's comfortable. They got to go in a hurry up offense. Boom, 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 boom. They got to wear down that defensive line, because yet they are good, but they can get tired also. So with that being said, they have to find a way to wear them down with Zeke, Dak going down the field. They got to figure out something, because they're ready and they're waiting.
Okay.
Hey, DJ.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, man, let me jump in for a minute. I got a comment, and I got a question for everybody, or whoever feels like they need to answer. My comment is, Dak cannot do that crap that he does where he feels pressure and he tries to escape out the side of the pocket and runs right into pressure. I see that time and again from him. I don't know why he won't climb the pocket, and throw the damn ball. That was my comment. My question for everybody is, does anybody here think it's feasible for Dak Prescott to throw 400 yards in a game with the team we have right now.
I don't know. Space Cowboy, what you think?
For me, and I'm not saying like this is what I personally think, right? If I look at the Detroit game, I could easily say, well, Dak Prescott should have 4 touchdown passes that game, but I'm not going to be like that. For me, Dak Prescott's a guy that like I said before, he's a dual threat. He's not going to be a pass, he's not a pocket passer, right? Yes, he's yet to throw 400 yards in a game. Has he thrown 300 yards in a game? Yeah, sure. But for me, I think that if I guess this is my personal opinion. When you are a run dominant team and you have your quarterback throwing 400 yards and your running game isn't working, you have a bit of a problem, because if that's your identity, and I'm not trying to say that Dak can't step up or he shouldn't have the need to step. No, he has to step up at times. You know what I mean? But for me, do I think he has the tools necessary to have a 400-yard game right now? Not really. But I really don't think we need him to throw 400 yards to win a game, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, it's like I just can't see it.
I honestly think truly that sometimes games will come down to something like that, because if Dak Prescott doesn't throw 255 yards last week, we didn't win that game. So I honestly feel like sometimes that it may be a game, it may be a playoff game, maybe a Super Bowl game. Who knows? Dak Prescott the thing is that we don't need you to do that every game, but that you have to be able to do it if necessary. That's the thing. I think you have to be able to throw it, because you're right, you don't really need that, because hell, even that 2014 season where we were demolishing shit, Romo highest yardage game was only like I think it was like 324. And that was against the Houston Texans. I think it was again. Yeah, it was like 324 against the Texans, and Tony Romo threw that much in that game, and we still only beat them by like 3 points. So I don't think now could Tony Romo could have thrown Tony Romo could have had many 400-yard games. I'm pretty sure he has before, but I don't think it's about him. We need him to do it. I just think it's a matter of him being able to do it. And for like 1980 said, they didn't develop Dak right. Dak Prescott was a 4th-round draft pick. They didn't plan on Dak Prescott being a starter. And with that being said, the fact that they kept him limited, you only got what you got. They kind of shot themselves in the foot without putting this guy in position to be a better quarterback, a quarterback that can bomb you if the running game isn't working. They didn't put him in that position. Romo had a 500-yard game against the Broncos in the Big 12 game. See, yeah, I knew he had big yardage games, but it's like the fact that Dak Prescott is limited because him nor the coaching staff tried to improve the quarterback position. We only got what we got, and that's what we got to work with. And that's why I can't go, oh, his second year. Oh, it's only his second year, his third year. Oh, it's only his third year, his 4th year. Oh,
I'm glad you said that, DJ. That's why he behind. I'm glad. That was a good point. Good point.
Sorry to cut you off. Another point is that for that 2014 season, Romo only threw 1 game over 300 yards, and that was that Texas game.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what I mean? Like, but I agree, DJ. Listen, at some point,
like somebody just said, like I said, we beat the Texans only about 3, and Tony Romo threw over 300 yards. But you're talking about a game where he still threw 500. So what I'm saying is, we don't need Dak to do that every game. That don't mean shit. Romo did. I mean, not Romo. Brady did a lot last year, and he lost. He lost Super Bowl. He threw 500 Super Bowl and still lost. So it's not about what we. I don't give a damn if Dak don't throw 200 yards a game if we win. But you have to be able to, because sometimes it's going to come down to your arm. Sometimes it's going to come down to a big play. And it's sad because we don't have the receivers to do it. So it sucks on Dak for both ends. They didn't develop him, nor do we have the receivers to do that type of thing. Zeke won that game for us with that. Look who we put the ball in the hand. Look who hands we put at the end of the game in a receiving play. It was Ezekiel Elliott, not a wide receiver. Ezekiel Elliott, because he probably got the best hands on the damn offensive side of the ball. So Dak Prescott has been limited. They didn't try to improve Dak. Dak didn't try to improve himself. That guy, he started getting all his endorsements. He started hanging out with Zeke, buying big water guns, and when he needed to be improving his accuracy and improving his arm ability, but he didn't. And the fact that we're limited now, we only got what we got, and we got to use what we got. And what we got is a Dak Prescott that can probably throw you a 20, 25-yard pass here and there, run a couple yards for you, get you a few first downs, and put the ball in Zeke's hand. And that is a winnable philosophy if your defense is doing what they're supposed to do. So, that's just the way I feel about it. Anybody else got something else on that topic?
I'm gonna say this. To answer your question, though, working class, do I think Dak gonna throw for 400 yards? Pretty simple. My answer is no. I don't think we're gonna throw for 400. I don't think we're gonna throw for 400 yards. I echo what everybody else said. I don't necessarily think we need to, but we're not gonna do that. Teams do that. They have teams do that. They have playmakers, man. That after they get the ball in their hands, they score touchdowns. They have guys that on a consistent basis push the ball down the field 20 more yards. They constantly go for the big play. With us, we like to go for the safe play. With the occasional big play. That alone with the fact that we run a solid run game 50% of the time. You're not gonna see 400 yards. That is how I feel about it. As far as Dak moving from side to side, I too would like to see him step into the hole, and take those open spaces that the defense gives us. Sometimes it just be like that. Dak has a tendency to think that he can make that one, he can break that one tackle and get the ball off. Romo-esque. Break that one tackle and get the ball down the field. It doesn't always work out. But I will say this, that Dak, traditionally when he's going from side to side and he throws the ball down the field, he's usually pretty damn accurate with it when he does get it out. When he get out on the edge on those broken down plays, Dak is usually pretty damn good. And so the occasional loss on play is something you might just have to live with. That in exchange for our ability to go downfield and get that explosive play. Because generally when we get explosive plays, that's how we get them.
Hey, Cowboys abroad. Yeah, hey, man, I agree with you. And I think, the crux of the problem, man, really, honestly, to be fair to Dak, I went back and looked, man, and did some research. Our damn receiving core right now in the NFL is one of the worst for yards after catch, man.
Number 30 out of 32.
Yes, for yards after catch. We do not have receivers that get yak. And that's why these quarterbacks.
What was that stat again? Working class?
The stat was we are the 30th ranked team for yards after catch. We do not have receivers to get yak. And that's why Dak ain't going to. Huh?
Well, that's what happens when your two primary receivers, man, are 5'8". When you
they're like my height. They're like my height,
5'9". Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, but that ain't going to cut it, man. That ain't going to cut it.
Yeah. I mean, they good receivers, but they ain't hard to tackle.
And that's why I fall back to me saying Dak Prescott is limited. Not only, say what you want about 88, but like I said, 88 is still a threat in this league, even though he doesn't have a job. And you took Dak, you took one of his safety blankets away. His other one retired. And you brought us a bunch of guys that couldn't even make another team. You take away all these receivers from this team, they're second and third string special teams on any other team in the NFL. And we make them starters. Dak Prescott is so limited in his own abilities, and he's limited on what he got on the outside.
That's because Jerry Jones is such an awesome GM, DJ.
What I'm saying? He's limited. He's limited. And Me Football News in 1980 always talk about, the Cowboys don't practice under pressure. They don't practice under pressure. So playing under pressure is kind of foreign to them because they don't practice NFL has softened, you can have so many padded days and that you got Dak and Garrett throwing to each other after the game. Dak should be out there working on his accuracy instead of having a traditional throwing contest against Jason Garrett after practice. After practice, Dak Prescott should have one-on-one accuracy drills, one-on-one arm strengthening drills. That's what Dak Prescott should be doing after practice. Not seeing who can throw the damn ball the farthest against your damn coach, who was a backup at best. Like we shoot ourselves in the foot with a lot of these things, man. Like I say, it's not. I don't want to get rid of Dak Prescott because I have nothing against him. I don't. Like y'all don't understand. Like when it's come to me and black people being successful, I'm the head of the pack. But as far as this team goes, I don't feel Dak Prescott is in position to win us a Super Bowl. And there's a lot of other things that's wrong. Coaching, defense, safety. But the main thing that has to start, coaching has to be first. We need new coaches. Scotty Tuhati and Jason Garrett are not it. Then it trickles down to the guy who controls on the field. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott has not developed since college. The only thing Dak Prescott has learned since college is to read plays better. He's run, and he still throw the short passes that he did at Mississippi State. Go back and look at the footage. He hasn't developed, and that's why I have such a problem with him. These coaches did not take this fourth rounder and develop him because they was on a high horse after a 13-3 season, and everybody was sitting at the house with their leg crossed, thinking 2017 was going to be in the same, not knowing Zeke was going to be gone, Tyron Smith was going to be gone, Sean Lee was going to be gone, Dez was going to take a big decline like he did, and that whole time, they didn't factor in none of that. Therefore, they didn't have no reason to develop their fourth-round quarterback, and they let him stink up the joint last year with 9-7, and they thought coming this year they have all their weapons back and they was going to be ready, so they didn't try to develop him again. What they did was made it a lot worse. They got rid of 88, who could still go get that ball. Jason wouldn't retire. They brought in a lot of guys who couldn't stay on their team. Allen Hurns was on the team that almost made the Super Bowl. They cut him because he wasn't a factor. He didn't help them get there. Tavon Austin was on a team that could have went to the Super Bowl. They didn't need him no more. Why you need him when you got Cooper Kupp and the boy from the Patriots and all these guys? And like Working Class said, he's not a wideout. He's going to get there. Stop putting him out there. They screwing this old team up themselves. They putting Dak in a position to make him the scapegoat. Last year, anybody else would have got rid of him because of 9-7. But in my opinion, no, 9-7 wasn't all his fault, but he made a lot of bad decisions. And one bad decision him making by not developing himself or the coaches not developing him is the reason that I want a quarterback. Pat Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith for a year. Now, he's a first rounder, but I'd be damned with 2.5 years of experience. You should be able to play like a first rounder, in my opinion, with 2.5 years of experience. And they limited this kid, and they held him back. He held himself back by not getting better. And I just want a new quarterback. It's just simple as that. It's just it. Like I want him to win while he's here, but I just can't see him getting us to the big one, y'all. I just don't.
I see it.
It's just like that, If anybody ain't got anything else on that, we'll go on to the next subject. And next subject is 2-1. And I'm not gonna go first. I'm gonna put the question out there, and whoever want to grab it. Here's the thing. Last week, Zeke went crazy. 248 scrimmage. I forgot what his rushing was, but it was big. Zeke was good. Zeke got up and limping every play. He was pretty banged up because no preseason, and practice is soft. NFL practice is soft now. And me in 1980 said it. We beat the computer, the cameras with it. We beat our chest with it. Football News said it too. Give these guys some play. Practice is different. Everybody's saying Zeke looked good in practice. He looked fresh. And I said I was going to go first, but I'm not. Zeke looking good and fresh in practice. Running against his own team is not the same as versus guys that's trying to take you out. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, the way Zeke was banged up last week, and I know, do we play Zeke with caution to preserve him for a whole season, or do we let him do his job and do what he's paid for? Cowboys abroad.
Hey man, Zeke get paid, man, for a reason, man. He all beat. That's what he do. I think that we play Zeke. Play Zeke, man. When you got a struggling offense, man, you roll with your best players, man. You got to roll with your guys, man. They can get it done.
Oh, wait. Let me preface that question. How many carries? Let me put it that way. How many carries do you think we should give him?
Hey man, I'm thinking, man, about 25 carries. 20 to 25. I think it's a reasonable number, which is a number, man. I think I heard you say. Same thing. I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with you. 20 to 25 touches, I think, is reasonable. You gotta play Zeke. Now that being said, we have Rod Smith for a reason. We got a Raleigh for a reason.
That's what I wanted to hear.
I don't understand why we're not getting Ron Smith in
I
the
know.
game.
Oh my
Last
God.
week,
Exactly.
touches. You know, we got Ron Smith, we got a Wale, we got these guys, man, that can spell Zeke to where he ain't got to tote the whole
Yes.
So we playing, man. I don't really believe in preserving. I believe if an injury is gonna happen, then damn it, it's gonna happen. You know, you play your guys, and you pray you can get to the season. But if you can't, this next man up, you go out, man, and grab you whoever you can get. And you roll on. So I'm not really down. I'm not really down for limited. I'm not really down for limited.
Okay. 1980, man. How you feel about Zeke in this weekend, man?
Man, I agree with everything Abroad just said pretty much. They I think he should get, anywhere from 20 to 25 carries. You don't want to wear him out. Like he just said the same thing I was gonna say. You got Rod Smith sitting there waiting to come in, waiting to chime in. You got guys. The first person Emmitt Smith cried to and hugged was Daryl Johnston because he opened the holes for him. The line did their thing. We had the greatest offensive line of all time. They did their thing. But Daryl Johnston was in the trenches with him, opening them hole. He was following him. So Emmitt was following Daryl up the line so he could run the daylight. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know why they won't use fullbacks. Two tight end set fullback. I mean, I don't know. But like I say, they need to start showing different looks. We don't want to become one dimensional. We don't want to become predictable. They know Zeke is coming. They know Zeke is going to run the ball. Show him something else. You don't want to wear him out either. You know what I'm saying? He's probably the best back in football right now. I think so. He's the leading rusher, but you don't want to run him in the ground either. You know what I'm saying? So you want to use him majority of the time, but when he needs to come out, let him come on out. But I think they should use him very wisely, smartly. And they got other players on the sideline waiting to come in. You don't hire or draft or whatever. You don't have these guys on the roster for no reason. They want to play, and there's so many things being overlooked. There's so many things being forced. They're forcing Dak to be this way. They're forcing. And back to the Dak thing, just real quick. I remember when I said on my video, I said that, you got receivers out there my height, 5'9", 5'9.5", and that's with cleats on. My quarterback, he told me sometimes he couldn't even see me. He just had to throw the ball and hope for the best. You know what I mean? Like trying to look over the line and trying to find a receiver. And we got these little bitty receivers out here, these slot receivers playing on the outside, but I just kind of want to throw that into y'all. But back to Zeke. Yeah, man. I mean, we got to dominate. He separates himself from the other backs because he's adjusting to our broken offensive line. He's adjusting to Tyron Smith not being 100%. He's adjusted to Joe Looney, getting better, which I think Joe Looney is getting better, holding his own. He's not Travis Fredericks, but he's holding his own.
Yes,
he's adjusting.
Joe's playing good.
He's adjusting to the rookie Connor Williams, who is he's coming around slowly, but that's a rookie for you. He's not going to learn in one season. It's going to take him a couple of years to really just really get it. So but he's around a good group. He's got a good running back to block for, and it's making him look good. Zeke knows how to make other people look good. That's one good thing about him. But as long as you at least initiate a block, he'll be fine. But that's all I got. I don't want to talk too much, man. I'm sorry.
All right, Space Cowboy. How you feel about Zeke this weekend and his workload?
Give him the ball 60 times a game. I don't care. Listen, when the Cowboys drafted Zeke, look, you're investing a top 5 pick into a running back. And what are your expectations? This man is going to be a top back in the league, which I believe he's the best running back in football. I don't care my fandom aside or not. He is the best running back in football. And that's what you drafted him to be. You drafted him to be your franchise superstar for years to come. And, Zeke loves getting the ball. I mean, there were times, if you remember in Ohio State, he got upset because he wasn't getting the ball enough, and then he ended up just destroying Alabama's defense.
200 yards.
That is what Zeke wants. Listen, with Emmitt Smith, did we ever when Emmitt Smith played? And again, I wasn't alive when Emmitt Smith was like in his prime years,
Yeah.
But when Emmitt Smith played, did people question, maybe we shouldn't give the ball to Emmitt Smith so many times because, we don't want to wear him out? No, they gave him the ball, and he did what he had to do.
That wasn't even a thing back then, man. He played with a separated shoulder, man.
That's
they
what
knew
I'm
what
saying.
time it was. They knew what time it was, so it didn't have to.
That's all. What I gotta say about. Go ahead.
They knew it was coming, man. They couldn't stop it.
That's what is so demoralizing. I want you to think about this. I understand we got Rod Smith. We have Olawale. And yes, I would love for us to use him as like a 1-2 punch. Do not get it twisted. But you know what's more demoralizing for a team? When you're planning to stop the run and you can't when you try. And so that just destroys people's confidence when they're trying to stop the run and they can't. So for me, give Zeke the ball an efficient amount of times, but also you want to mix Rod Smith in there because you want to keep a defense off balance. Yeah, Rod Smith had some good carries versus Detroit. Yeah, he didn't average the greatest amount of yardage, even though the stat sheet might say that. But no, he had very solid gains that set us up in favorable field positions to convert on several downs. And that's what I think the Cowboys got to do. Listen, you got Zeke for a reason. He's going to be your franchise player. Yeah, he got dinged up in the Detroit game, but you got to understand that that's what he's meant to do. He's meant to be the workhorse. He's meant to be the power back. He isn't here to be just, we're just going to give him the ball like 15, 14 times a game. We'll still win. No, you give the man the ball and he'll do what he's got to do. That's all I got to say. I mean, look, as long as we're not giving him like 40 times a game, like something ridiculous, we're fine.
Yeah. So, working class, with the way you was pissed off about us throwing that damn ball in the red zone 3 times, how you feel about Zeke work? How you feel Zeke workload should be this week?
Man, I think y'all pretty much covered a lot of it, but I say 25 carries is a good target. If he goes over by a couple here and there, fantastic. I don't want to go too much into that because y'all kind of covered it. One thing I wanted to say, though, and I don't remember who it was, touched on the fullbacks, but I don't know if y'all noticed, man, but I'll tell you one of the reasons I think maybe that we've had struggles now and again with running the ball, and that's that we got rid of Keith Smith and put Wale in there. Yeah. Keith Smith, man, let me tell you something. Keith Smith, that dude would throw his body into harm's way. He would dig out linebackers. You know what I mean? He was a former linebacker, for God's sake. You know what I mean? He was not scared to go in there and knock somebody the hell out. And that, when 1980 brought up Daryl Johnson, that Keith Smith reminded me of Moose. Big time. That dude would throw his body in harm's way. He did not give a damn. Olawale, he goes in there all mamby-pamby, and holds back. He doesn't really, you know what I mean? I don't see a lot of aggressiveness. Like, you ain't going to stop me. I'm going to come in there. I'm going to dig your ass out. And my running back's going to run over whoever's in front and behind you. You know what I mean? And that is that. I'll tell you, man, honestly, I don't give a damn how many times they run Zeke. Like y'all said, y'all touched on it. He's the damn premier player in this damn team. He is the player that you got to stop. I mean, that was evident last week. He can wreck a game for you. He can win a game by himself. That dude needs to be on the field, getting the touches. They drafted him in the top 5. Use him. Why you got your best player sitting on the bench? I mean, I get it. You can't wear him out. We're playing good defense. We're playing Jacksonville in a couple weeks or in a week. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. But you know what? I don't care. You know what I mean? If that's what we got, that's what we got to roll with.
Wow. Okay. Good point, man. Good point. One more thing on the offense. This offensive line, we're gonna touch them just real quick, nothing too long, so we can go ahead and move to the defense. So, the offensive line. Is J.J. Watt left defensive end or right defensive end?
He can play both. He can. I believe he majority of the time lines up on the right. I think
he is on the right. I think I was watching.
I know he can play both though.
Yeah, I was watching film on both of them yesterday, and they do a lot of. Matter of fact, I was watching one play, and he was lined up as a tackle, and he curved. Yes, he curved around. It's like he faked as he was a tackle, and he curved around, and they did like a crisscross. and he got to they were playing Atlanta, and he got to what you call it and sacked him. I mean, they are quick off the line, very quick. So
Wow.
that offensive line, we need to touch on this topic. Yeah, it's going to be very important for us to really contain them because they are wild and they ready, man. I'm telling you, and they're going to be ready for Zeke. They're going to be ready for Dak because they know he likes to hold on to the ball. They're watching film on Dak running back and losing yard and trying to find somebody. They're watching film on that right now. Every mistake that we've made on the offensive line, or our receivers not getting open, or loading up the box, or they are watching. They're watching, and they're going to be ready. That's why we need to really focus. We're probably going to have to focus. I hate to say this. I really hate to say this. I know we got to get Zeke going. I know he's the focal point, the centerpiece of the offense. But we really got to focus on the passing game, like really, because it's not gonna be too many holes for him to run, because they got so many tricks. I'm not saying we can't run against them. I'm not saying that at all. But I hope they prove me wrong. Shit, I want to be proven wrong. But they are tough. I'm just letting you know. I'm just being realistic. They are tough. And with him and Clowney and the guy, I forgot his name, a defensive tackle. He's pretty good. They got a good defensive line, man, and they're gonna be ready.
Wow. Yeah, and I'll just touch on them real quick. It's just our offensive line. We are becoming better, but Tyron played pretty good last week. Lyle Collins, I don't know. It's just so much. Like like I always say, the opposition also gets paid to do their job too. So I don't give a damn how good you are. When you got somebody else on the other side who's getting paid to prevent you from showing your true ability, it's gonna be a bumpy road. And like 1980 said earlier, this defense ain't playing. They playing for their heart. They playing for their city. They playing for everything right now. And let's not forget that their offensive coordinator is Romeo Crennel, and he won #1 defensive coach in 2016. He still has that ability. He's the assistant head coach and the defensive coordinator. He's pretty damn good. As a coach, he got 5 Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? And he was over there in New England for a while. And he was in New England, and he was in Houston's, and he got 5 Super Bowls as a coach, man. And
Wow.
Crennel is still good. Yeah, Crennel is still good. He's still a good defensive coordinator.
He's the head coach of the Browns too, I think.
Yeah, he was in the Browns for like 3 years, like 05 and something like this, 08, I think. But he's still pretty damn good, and he's good at showing your weaknesses. He's good at showing a quarterback weaknesses. When Dak likes to run back, he's gonna block Dak off for Dak to go backwards, because like Working Class said, he don't climb the pocket. He runs backwards instead of forward, and I don't understand why he does that. And he tries to spin out, and he's just not fast enough. 1980 always said Dak is slow. He's slow. He is slow. Everybody say he's fast. He's not fast. Dak Prescott is not fast. He's big. He's not fast. And Crennel really know how to find your weaknesses, and when he finds them, he exploits them. So this offensive line, in my opinion, they got to hold up like never before. They got to hold up like never before. You really gonna need a lot of toss plays to Zeke. A lot of the up the middles ain't gonna work until you wear this defense down. Until you get this defense running left to right with a lot of toss plays, maybe from some reverses here and there. Y'all know I'm not too fond of all the backfield running. I hate that. I hate having the ball in the backfield, the trickery, and getting cute in the backfield for so long. But you got to get this defense tired from side to side. Like I said before we played the Giants, you get snack going side to side, he's gonna get tired in the middle will run up because they're tired. And we're gonna have to do that with JJ Watt. We're gonna have to do that with Clowney. Clowney is athletic, energetic. He's lost so much damn weight. Clowney was a tight end in high school or college. One of them. He was a tight end either way. I think it was in high school to college. He switched positions in college to defense. And you get these guys going side to side with a lot of trick plays. They'll get tired and you'll get the middle. But this O-line, Tyron Smith, he did pretty good last week. Connor Williams is stepping up. Even when he feel like he's getting pushed back, he'll grab you and hold you. But the ref ain't called it so far. But I pay attention so much to detail that I see him doing that a lot. Joe Looney is really making his name. If the Cowboys get rid of him next year, he'll definitely get a job easy somewhere else. But I don't think they will because we don't know Travis Frederick. We don't know what they're going to do. He should be on IR, in my opinion, to make room for David Irvin instead of them
They're
having to
leaning on doing that, by the way.
They need to. Me in 1980 said it before this season, like when they first found out that he should have been doing it because you leave him on a 53. He put in his head, damn, I got to get healthy for my team. They left me on the roster. They trust in me instead of putting him on IR and giving him the comfort of getting himself healthy. So that's why I think they should have had him on IR. Joe Looney is making a name for himself. He's getting better, and you only get better with actual play. 1980. I always reference this. Ain't nothing like that over the road experience versus these simulation machines that they got at these trucking schools now. Your true experience don't come till you get over that road, man. And Lyle Collins, I don't know, y'all. In my opinion, it's like he took a step back. He actually did better his first year as a DN. I mean, as a right tackle. I said he should have stayed at guard. I've been said that. But this O-line have to step up tomorrow and play big because in order for us to Dak holds the ball too long, and he's not going to correct it tomorrow. He's not going to correct it tomorrow. And this offensive line get a lot of holding calls because of Dak holding the ball too long. They can only hold off these guys for so long. So Dak has to get that ball out. They have to run the ball as he get these big defensive guys running side to side, sideline to sideline. You get them going left to right, they'll get tired. And this O-line got to play big. Space Cowboy, how you feel about this O-line Sunday?
To be honest with you, I'm hoping that they can just do their job. Look, for me, this as an honest look at this game, this is going to be a huge defensive matchup between both teams. I think that and this is going to kind of transition. But for me, I think that the O-line will be fine. You see Connor Williams making strides as a rookie, by the way. He's doing fine. Tyron's holding his own. Looney, he's surprising me. Man, that man can run. I can tell you that. I mean, Looney doing well. Zach Martin, best guard in the game, so don't have the question. And yeah, you do. I have been seeing Lyle struggle for a bit, but ultimately, it's just going to be how he does. I personally think this is a good test for this offensive line, as much as I hate for this to be the game to do it. But if this offensive line can hold its own versus the front seven of the Texans, I can kind of get a little bit more comfortable knowing how, okay, I can trust this offensive line more. And I think that's going to be a huge testament. I think that Dak needs to prepare, not to try and get back on him, but he needs to prepare. Listen, I'm not going to have as much time as I anticipated in some of these other games. Got to be ready for that. I think he will. There might be a couple. I think he's going to get sacked a couple times, but you know what? As long as we get the win. And I want to transfer over to now the defensive side of the ball. I'm not sure if any of you guys know this. The Texans actually give up the most sacks. Their offensive line has given up the most sacks in the NFL so far. Deshaun Watson has thrown an interception in every single one of his games. I believe he's thrown 300 yards for the past 3 games. So
yeah, we're going to talk defense, believe that.
Yeah, so I just want to hear what you guys got to say on that. Do you think that this Cowboys defense is in for a big night on Sunday? What do you think?
Hold on, before we do that, I wanted to get working class opinion on this offensive line.
I guess it's my turn. I think the key really is Lyle Collins, man. He cannot struggle against J.J. Watt, okay? Because that dude will eat his damn lunch all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can, and if that happens a couple times, he cannot let that shit get to him. He's got to keep his head in the game and play. Because you can block JJ. You know what I mean? He's blockable just like any player. You just got to come up with smart blocking schemes. You know what I mean? And I think the key, like you said earlier, I think it was you, DJ, that said this, man. We were talking about this when they played the Giants, and they got to stretch that damn defense out. Make them run. Make them big dudes run and use that damn hurry up, because I think we've been doing well with that hurry up offense, but I think it's going to help this O-line if Dak is getting rid of the ball faster. Okay. So that's key, man. Leo has to block, man. I mean, of course they all got to block, but I think, with JJ coming off that damn right side, you know what I mean? Not always, but a lot of times he lines up over there. He will make any offensive tackle look bad.
Okay. Before Space Cowboy move on with the defense. Cowboys abroad. How you feel like? What you think this offense got to do, man? Execution. What they got to do? This O line.
Hey, man. Plain and simple. Most of you guys have already hit it. But let me just say that first of all, like you said, exclusive, like you said yourself there, DJ. We need to get the ball out on the. We need to get the ball on the edge. We need to
Yep.
get the ball on the edge. Need to pull our guards around and get the ball out on the edge. Why? One one player really, and it's not the player that y'all been talking about. It's Connor Williams. Connor Williams is a smaller frame. He's a smaller frame. He plays with more speed and power. So he's a better blocker. He's a better blocker when he's out on the edge than he is when we try to go up the middle. I think he's waiting to be exploited when we try to go up the middle. We get him out on the edge. He's just better and more effective for us. As far as Leo Collins is concerned, I'm not as concerned about his position because I never really worried about his position being a leaky faucet, and he's going against some elite talent. He's going against the Aaron Donalds of the world, the Von Millers of the world, and I've never really had to really worry about him being a leaky faucet. Yeah, you get a holding penalty here and there. You get a holding penalty here and there. From time to time he get beat, but he don't let your quarterback get beat up on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And since he's been in, he hasn't. Far as Dak is concerned, you're right. Dak is not going to correct holding the ball earlier. He's not going to correct holding the ball too long by tomorrow. But there's some things that we can do. And
Yeah.
some of the things that we did this week is some of the things that we need to do next week. Quick passes, getting the ball out in space, getting the ball out in the flats. Doing some screen passes, doing some quick drop offs. We did all that stuff and it worked. The other thing that we need to bring back to the table is we need to bring back the run pass option. Zeke just had 130 yards of rushing. So they gotta respect the run. Well, that's gonna open up the run pass option for that. And we need to bring that shit back. And so if we do those things, I think we'll be okay with our offensive line play. They are getting better every week. Less penalties, less mistakes. They're getting better. I have no reason to believe they won't do nothing but get better this week. Yeah, they got tougher competition. They got tougher competition, but that's where we got to scheme for that. And we scheme for that when they come after our quarterback. We drop the ball out behind them, and we let our guys go to work. That's what I got on that.
Okay. Space Cowboy, could you set up the topic for defense?
Yeah, sure. As I alluded to earlier, the Texans' offensive line has given up the most sacks in the NFL. I don't recall the number, but I do know that according to the current pace, they're on pace to give up 68 sacks in a season. So, again, I don't expect it to happen, but yeah, that's pretty bad. And not only that, Deshaun Watson has thrown an interception in every game, but an interesting thing is the Cowboys are the only team now that has yet to record an interception.
The only team?
Mm-hmm. I think it was us and I believe the 49ers or the Chargers. I think it was the 49ers, and then they got a pick, so now we're the only team without an interception yet.
Wow.
So I guess
that's not always a bad thing.
Not necessarily, yeah.
Yeah, because What's-it-called hasn't really been tested. Jones and
true.
Cheeto, he's right there. So it's not always a bad thing. You'd rather I don't know. It's not always a bad thing when you don't have interceptions. They'll come when guys realize that they can not only make a play on the ball, but actually make a play on the ball and not just bat it down. A lot of guys are there and they just bat it down. If you can bat it down, you can pick it off. That's why Dion was so good, because he figured that it took him a little time, but he figured, hell, if I can bat the ball down, hell, I can pick it. I'm here, so shit, I might as well. If guys will play the ball, and like I always say, play the ball, not the man, it'll be a lot more interceptions. Now they're just now learning how to shut down or try to shut down a receiver. They're just now getting good at that. Once you master the cornerback position or the safety position, that's when those interceptions will they'll come down the road. But they still got to get they still in the baby stage. They still got to get past shutting down their receivers. They still got to conquer and master that first.
Okay. Yeah.
I think you can look forward to Anthony Brown probably getting an interception this week, mainly for the fact that every time I want to cut his ass, I put his ass on the bench.
He do something.
Good.
Don't he though? Every time.
He'll probably have an interception or a forced fumble or some shit this week.
Pick six.
That's right. That's right.
He does every time though. Every time you read the bench's ass, he come up with something crazy. Like, God damn it, boy. Every time. Y'all, honestly, I guess I can go about the defense. Tank, I think Tank gonna do his numbers. We got David Irvin back. We got Randy Gregory. It's been a dream of mine for those that know me.
That's nasty.
It's been a dream of mine. It's been a dream of mine to have David Irvin, Randy Gregory, and Tank Lawrence on the field at the same time, and Tyrone Crawford. Because me and Cowboys abroad talked earlier off camera. He said, "I don't feel too bad about that $10 million no more." Shit, I said, "Me neither," because Crawford has been effective. He's been effective. So
he has.
Crawford been having a damn good year.
Crawford has been okay, seriously. And to have these guys out there at the same time, Deshaun Watson's gonna be in trouble. And I think like Space Cowboys said, he throw an interception every game. We haven't had one. I think this is gonna be the week. I think
7 interceptions.
The fact that he take risks the way he do, I think he's gonna be bold enough to throw it down Byron Jones' side. Not gonna lie, I think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna get an interception. In 1980, I've always said, if you can reach and bat that ball down, you can get a damn interception. I always said that. I swear I have. I always said that. But I think y'all know something crazy, and y'all pay attention to this too. We would have a lot more 3-and-outs if these guys can wrap up on third down. We've had so many chances to stop these teams on third down. It's been 35, 3rd and 4. Last week we had them 3rd and 3, missed a tackle, and they gained 12 off it.
Preach, DJ, preach.
Every week there's a third down stop right at the tip of our fingers, and we miss a tackle. Every damn week. The only guy that ain't been missing tackle is 55, the rookie. Jeff Heath and Jalen Smith miss tackles like they miss broccoli day. It's like they don't even want it. It's like they don't even want it. And I was telling Football News off camera, we had a debate about, he said he never seen a guy try to tackle a running back head up. I said, shit, well, you ain't never seen football then. He said, most guys like try to step to the side and grab. I said, no, sir. Stepping to the side, you're going to miss a tackle. And we was referencing the Jeff Heath play. Jeff Heath problem was he tried to hit and not wrap up. And that's why he got laid flat. He just tried to hit. He tried to hit with his hands down.
Hey, listen, I cannot believe the amount of times I see professional football players do that damn thing where you throw your body into someone trying to stop them.
Right.
Like how long you been playing football? You don't know how to damn tackle? Hey, did y'all see the sounds of the sidelines on .com, man, when Chris Richard was going off on the defense and what he was saying to him? He was saying, for those of y'all that didn't catch it or didn't see it, he said 3rd and 11, first down. 3rd and 8, first down. He said, we got to tackle. That's on us. Those first downs are on us. He's holding these guys. I'm telling you. Hey, I'll go on the defense real quick, DJ, if you don't mind, just real fast, man. Look, if I was Deshaun Watson, man, I'd be scared right now. Okay, I ain't lying. Like, dude, if David Irving can give us 50% of what he gives us normally in a game, you know what I mean? It's going to free up. You cannot block 3 premier pass rushers at the same time. How are you going to do it? You can't double team 3 guys. You only got 5 linemen unless you're going to commit a tight end the whole game. You know what I mean? But somebody's going to get loose. I mean, pressure is the key to the game. Pressure is the key to the game as far as the defense goes. But it's got to be discipline. As far as the defense goes itself, I think we're currently 3rd in the league, number 3, I think overall, if I'm not mistaken. I honestly haven't looked at it, but I know we're top 5 right now. But I would venture to say that this damn defense could be number 1 if they knew how to tackle.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because we would have a lot of negative plays and a lot of plays, tackles for loss. You know what I mean? Play drives would end before it even starts.
We're getting back there on third down. We're getting back there. We just can't wrap them up.
We're getting penetration, like you said. But these guys, I mean, I will tell you this, though. Man, I've been tooting this kid's horn. He is now my pet cat, y'all. LVE. I've been saying it. I'm going to scream it from the mountaintops. I'm going to keep saying it. That kid is special. Watch. He is going to be one of the best linebackers in the game. Okay, I'm going to call that now. If he stays healthy, he is going to be one of the best for his size, the way he can move. And that's what you all were saying earlier about these damn wide receivers. They got these speed demons. I'm telling you, we got fast linebackers back there. I mean, Jalen's got wheels. LVE's fast. Damian Wilson's fast. You know what I mean? They can run these guys down.
That's because they got Sean Lee in their ear.
Yes, exactly. And if that dude retires and they let him leave the building 1980, I'm going to be pissed. That guy right there, it should be our next linebacker coach. That dude knows the game, especially the linebacker position, I would say better than anybody in football. His study habits and the way he approaches the game, if that guy decides to retire and we let him leave the building, we are crazy. So, I mean, yeah, man, I think Sean Lee on the sidelines definitely helps. But, I mean, honestly, I see Jalen coming into his own, man. He's starting to run that defense. And maybe it's because Sean Lee's coaching him. Yeah, he does need to take better angles, but you know what I mean? He's learning, man. Like I said before, he's learning. It's going to come. I see him anticipating and making good reads, but for some reason or another, maybe his body's not responding. I don't know. But I do see him taking some weird angles sometimes. But, I mean, I ain't seen a linebacker in a long time that put an offensive lineman out of the game. And that's what he did last week. He knocked that son of a bitch into the shadow realm. All right? I mean, that old lineman didn't know where he was at. And that was the linebacker doing that. And you tell me a linebacker has done that in since Lawrence Taylor. I'm not comparing him to Lawrence Taylor. I'm not saying he's Lawrence Taylor. I'm just saying he's got that potential, though. So look, man, I'm hyped about this defense. You won't hear me complaining about what we got going on, except for the tackling. So,
you done, bro? That's kind of football news. How you feel about this defense this week, and what are you looking forward to off this defense?
Y'all talked about it. Sacks. Tackles.
Yeah.
Y'all talked about it. That's key time. Cheeto Bay, yeah, he's playing tight coverage, but he has to turn his head. He has to know where the ball's at. But Matthew Stafford, I mean, he has some pinpoint accuracy. He's always had in his career. So it was just good play by wide receiver, good play by quarterback. There's nothing you could really do. I mean, it was sticky coverage. So, he just has to know where that ball's at all times. We seen him make a one-handed catch in the preseason. Spectacular. I ain't saying do that again, but make a play. Make a play, defense.
Okay. I guess before y'all add this in y'all debate about this, safety, y'all. Safety. I mean, go ahead, Cowboys abroad. Safety, man.
Hey man, before we move on to safety, man, I want to say, man, something about this D line, man. Particularly one player, man. Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory, man. I know his name, man. Keep getting mentioned in the elite and the people that we're looking forward to. We've been looking forward for a long time, man. I've been looking forward for about 4 games now, man, for Randy Gregory to show up. I ain't seen him, man. I'm gonna need Randy Gregory. I'm gonna need to keep mentioning him as an elite pass rusher. I'm gonna need him to show up and give me something. Far as the D-line is concerned, man, I think the other thing is the name, man, I didn't hear him mention, which I think, man, is playing good ball, which I think is playing damn good ball this year, and that's Taco Charlton.
Yes, sir.
Taco Charlton, man, he got promoted, man, this offseason, man, from soft taco to crunchy taco.
I like that.
That was a good one.
I like that.
Oh, that was a good one.
We need Taco Supreme now.
So what is he going? Is he like what's the ultimate taco salad or like what's the pinnacle?
Nacho Bel Grande.
Taco Charlton, man. He give me 8 sacks, man. I promoted, man, from crunchy taco to taco supreme. So we getting that with Taco. You know, he's you know, I know you mentioned LVE and how well he's coming along, man. How you surprised everybody, man. How well Taco's playing this year, man, is surprising me. He's putting in the work. He's doing well, man. I'm looking forward to see what he does, man, coming off that edge this time around. And somebody else, man, I need to show up, man. I need to show up. I need to see just a little bit, man, and that's the DA. I'm looking for Doris Armstrong. With Autumn Wood stepping out of the lineup, with Lee Collins out of the lineup. Where the DA at? I'm gonna need him to show up. I'm gonna need Taco Charlton to show up, and I'm gonna need something from Gregory, man. If he want to be being known as being mentioned with the rest of our pass rushers, man, to put in work, namely Tank and the what's kid's name? We were just talking about Crawford.
Crawford.
These guys, man, just putting in work, getting these sacks on a consistent basis. Then he's gonna have to show them something. I'm gonna get off that. But there's a couple guys on the D line. I know they're doing well. I'm satisfied overall with their level of play. But there's a couple guys on the D line I got my eyes on, man. You know, that they're supposed to be hot boys. I'm looking for them to get hot.
I know that's right.
I hate that name, man.
I know that's right.
Hot
y'all,
boys.
I've been talking about this. I got a video on this. Went on before the draft even happened. I said Kayvon won it. I said Xavier Woods won it. Y'all, we need a safety. I pleaded for Derwin James. If not Derwin James, I pleaded for Trey Boston on every round table we did. He was out there for so cheap, man. And y'all, it's just still not it. It's just not there. It's just not there. I promise you. Like our defensive line, that front seven and those cornerbacks are saving us. That like we are only good when we're blitzing. Like Jeff Heath, I don't know. Jeff Heath is Jeff Heath. We expect inconsistency from him, but he has a big play every 30 games. Kayvon is just not ready, like I've said before. Not saying he can't get there. He's just not ready. At this point, he's only J.J. Wilcox 2.0. I mean, he'll get a big hit, a big boom. He'll go crazy like he did something very spectacular, and then he'll give up a 50-yard play. And it's just not it. And Xavier Woods just seems lost. He just seems lost. I don't care how many games he's been gone. It's just certain plays you got to see. We talk about, he missed this many games as if he was elite before he missed those games. He wasn't elite then, and I just still feel like I'm not happy at safety position. Being a defensive guy in 1980, how you feel about our safety position?
Hey, DJ. DJ. Now you was talking about Xavier Woods, man. Him being lost and all. Before in the first couple of weeks, man, the absence of Xavier Woods before he got in the lineup, man. Our defense, man, was talked about being elite, man. Would you go and say go online and say that maybe we were better off without him in the lineup, man, or would that be a step too far? Where you at where he is? Are we better off without Xavier Woods? Should we reuse him? Where we at?
I honestly, that's a good question too. That's a really good question. That's a great question because before he came back, they were saying it, but I think it was mostly because we was putting so much pressure on the quarterback that he never had time to accurately throw the ball, and it just kind of disguised who we had back there because it Russell Wilson and Cam Newton didn't have anything really coming across the middle. Eli Manning didn't really have anything coming across the middle because we were shutting guys down to where they couldn't even get open enough to throw the ball. That's why I say our cornerbacks did so damn good. But it just seems like with him coming back and guys are starting to throw the ball, put the ball across the middle, it's like, well, damn, Byron Jones can't be over there and help his guy too. So I don't want to say we're better without him. I just think with everybody we got back there just isn't it for me. Like I say, you throw Trey Boston back there and your defense is a step up regardless. But he didn't get signed till late, so we had a chance to get him for veteran minimum, but we didn't. I don't know what Jerry was doing. And You know, I just feel like we missed out on an opportunity. That's why I say you make your bed, you lie in, and that's why I went to 1980 first with him being a defensive guy. I wanted to see how he felt about us lacking a true safety that can cover.
Well, the secondary is all about feel. You have to feel where to be, especially safety. Uh, you just have to know. You really can't coach. To me, this is just to me, especially cornerbacks. You really can't coach them. They just kind of have to know. You can coach them to a certain extent, just like with safety. You can coach them to a certain extent. You just have to feel where to be on the field. Obviously, they have different formations and coverages and et cetera that they have to follow, whatever the play call is, the defensive play call is. But they're not good readers as far as a safety. They can't read. And what I mean by readers, they can't read formations and they can't read offenses on what they're going to do, what assignments do I have, where to line up. You know, that's why Marinelli has to get out there with those electric football men and have to show, okay, this is you, because a lot of those guys don't know yet because they're so young. They're still in a learning process. Unfortunately, our team, we're the youngest, one of the youngest teams in the NFL, and they're young. And I'm not making excuses for them, but it's just a lot of times experience helps because, you know, when you're out there playing, you know, we got so much depth and we're so young. A lot of guys just don't get the playing time. And like we've been saying, practice is different from the game. Practice is a whole different ball game from a real game when you're going against new blood, you know. And I played free safety in high school before I played cornerback because I wanted to be a free safety. And because I knew I couldn't hit, I couldn't be as strong because I knew I couldn't hit very well, but I knew I could cover. I could cover ground because I had a fast 40 time. So before coach moved to corner, which I'm glad he did, I was playing free safety, and you're seeing everything. So there's really not a way you can miss. You know, it's just bad angles, just like linebacker when Jalen Smith takes those bad, you know, angles. Safeties can do it too, and they just have a problem being at the wrong place at the right time. And I know that sounds stupid, but they just don't know where to be. And they're good at run defense. Oh, they can he's right there. But coverage, they're having a problem with. They're having a problem with coverage defense. And that's why they're struggling. And we needed somebody, a veteran safety back there. That's why safeties, you notice they play the longest because they play for a long time because they're already back there. They're not really doing as much, but just in case, they're the last line of defense. Yeah. So you kind of need somebody back there that knows what they're doing. See, when you got some young guys back there, which we have, you get the results that we get. They're just young, and I hate to say this, I hate to use this term. They're just young and dumb right now. Yeah. And us as fans, we're in a situation, we're in a position where we're ready to win now because we've been losing for so long. And we're back. Obviously, when you got a young team, believe it or not, we're back to the drawing board. We just are. But us as fans, we're ready to win so bad. We don't think about that. We just think about, oh, this guy, he's taking the wrong angles. He's doing this, he's doing that. These guys are just first, second, and third year guys out here. They don't know yet. And they won't know until they get that experience. Experience and coaching goes a long way. It just does. Look at Sean Lee on the sideline, able to be in those guys' ears and tell them where to be and tell them what to feel. And you can feel a play. There's a difference between reading a play and feeling it. Feeling is totally different. Feeling is knowing where they're going. Reading is like, oh, okay, they're doing this. Okay, this is where I need to be. But feeling it is knowing what to do before the play. That's why Sean Lee could be right there on them real quick. Like, damn, Sean Lee got there quick. That's because he felt those plays out. And that's what you have to do as a defender. You have to feel the defense. You have to feel the offense, in other words. You have to feel what they're going to do. You can't read it. You got to feel it. Because if you don't feel it means all of the above. You know it. You know what they're going to do. You see how the way they're lined up. Just like when the wide receivers do crisscross, if you're the outside cornerback, you get the outside man. You don't follow the man inside because guess what's going to happen? You're going to collide with your own teammate. So you got these guys, grown men. They're young, but they play for a professional team, and they're taught to follow. When the receivers crisscross, you take the outside man, and whoever's inside playing the nickel corner takes the inside man. Don't ever follow the motherfucker because guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna run into somebody. You're gonna run into each other, and they're still doing that. And I'm just like, come on, guys. They taught us that back in. You can't rely. You're out there. Coach is not out there. Sometimes you gotta, you gotta use common sense, and that's a lot. That's a lot of times young folk don't have common sense. They just want to go off the spur of the moment. And defense is more important than the offense because you're stopping somebody from scoring, and you have to use common sense. And that's one thing these young guys don't have yet. They haven't developed that yet, and that's why we're struggling in the safety. Now everything else is pretty much right there. First defense, second defense. You ain't got no choice but to make a tackle. You're right there. You're the first person that running back sees, or fullback or whoever gets the ball. Now, cornerback, you got time. That's like, okay, this play is opening up. Let me backpedal. Oh, boom, shoot it. Oh, boom, over the top. He's throwing. Oh, seam the flats. Deep thirds, deep middle thirds. You know what I'm saying? Cover two. And then when Anthony Brown, it looked, I had to go back and look because I blamed his ass for that play. I was like, fuck, Anthony Brown again. But I had to go back and look. I said, let me go back and look at this play. And I analyzed it. I said, this fool was in cover two. See, cover two is everything no more than 5 yards out, seam the flats. And that means the hash mark to the sideline. And you stay there just in case it's a play action or a run or whatever. And when he threw the ball, he was still kind of backpedaling, and it just missed his fingertips. See, he did what he was supposed to do. Your boy, he couldn't go over the top. What was it, Frazier?
Yeah,
he missed the over the top assignment, and boom, there you go.
In 1980, there ain't no excuse for these damn safeties to be blowing that shit because we got linebackers that can cover the middle.
Right.
And so I don't want to hear, what I mean? Like I'm agreeing with you. Like I don't see you. They've got all the help they need up front, man. We're getting pressure. We got linebackers that can cover and more majority of the time can tackle. Okay, so why are these safeties lost in the sauce out there, man? You know what I mean? It's youth, man. I agree with you.
They don't have the experience. They don't have exactly. They're just inexperienced, man. And we just, I don't think we can't accept that because we ain't got time. Us as fans that haven't seen the Super Bowl since '95, we ain't got time for nobody that's inexperienced. We want to win right now. And see, when we see these mistakes, when these young guys get in here and they start making these mistakes, we're like, fuck. But you got to remember, these guys ain't been through nothing yet. They got to learn. This is how they learn. So hopefully, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's a hard pill to swallow. It's a hard pill to swallow, though. It's a hard pill to swallow, DCF, man. When we have our shot, at the guys, man, with experience that can play these damn positions. We had our shot at Eric Reed. We had our shot at Earl Thomas. We had our shot at the Honey Badger. We had our shot at DJ's guy, fucking Trey Boston. We had our shot at fucking Derwin James. We passed up the guys, man.
Kenny Vaccaro.
The guys that, man, they can play the position, we passed them up. And so it's hard to follow that these guys need experience. These guys need training when we got guys that's already fucking trained that we ain't picking up.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. I get what you're saying, man. That you're exactly right. You're exactly right. That's another subject. Now, Jerry Jones don't like to pay safeties a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So he kind of wants to work with what he's got. And see, that's that mentality that gets you beat. Well, we're gonna work with what we got. We ain't got the coaching staff to work with what we got. You get what I'm saying? So we need to get some guys in here. I agree. If we had some guys in here that were experienced, you might have to dig in your pocket a little bit and pay them. But at least we gonna stop somebody. At least we're gonna win. See, that's the price you pay when you get a young guy driving your car at 13 and then you get an older guy that's 21, had his license for years. He ain't gonna wreck your car. You get what I'm saying? So that's Jerry right there.
Therein lies the problem. 1980, like, you know, I mean, you kind of hit it on the head, man. About it. The problem is, you know, we've got an ownership and a coaching staff we got a coaching staff who ain't on the hot seat. Their jobs are secure. They ain't got nothing to worry about. So if we lose, oh well, they can afford to put that young guy back there in center field and let him make mistakes, because it's not a win first mentality with this damn organization. It's not a win.
The last secondary guy, the last guy we paid was Prime. That's the last.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the last one. That's the last one we spent big time money on. And see, we had Dion, we had Kevin Smith, we had Larry Brown, we had Brock Marion at strong. I mean, at free. We had Darren Woodson at strong.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We were winning Super Bowls. Them guys wasn't. When you winning, you don't really. I mean, you want your money, but then again, you so happy. See, times were different back then. Them guys, they got paid with what they got paid, and they was happy with it. You know, they wasn't arguing or they wasn't sitting out. Or Emmett sat out because he deserved the money. Shit, he was the leading rusher. He got his team to a Super Bowl, and he had more yards than Barry Sanders, and he couldn't figure out why Barry Sanders had more money. But that's another subject. But that's it. Kind of goes to the same thing. But you know, it was a whole different time back then. See, now, you know, times have changed. Jerry said, "Well, so I don't want to pay. I want to pay. You know, I want to give, you know, quarterback. I want to give Romo a big contract. I want to give, you know," and that's the difference in the NFL yesterday than it is now. You know what I'm saying? Secondary linebackers, Jerry Jones never been really, since Dion, he never been really big on paying a big time secondary or a linebacker big time money. That's just the way it's been, man. And that's why we've been struggling as a defense. That's why our offense has been carrying us. Now it's flip mode. Now the defense this year, the defense is better than the offense. It just is. So now what you gonna do, Jerry? You got to. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can't have one or the other. Super Bowl teams that win Super Bowls have an all-around team. Yeah. Believe it or not, they have an offense and they have a defense. They don't just win with just offenses. They don't just win with just defenses. They have, well, I haven't seen that since the '85 Bears. They had but you know, times were different back then too. But you know what I'm saying? It's just you gotta dig in your pockets. You gotta get some talent here.
Yeah, in 1980, man, them '85 Bears had some damn outside threats, man. Willie Gault. I mean, they had guys that could stretch the field. They also had a hell of a running back. So,
yeah.
I mean, they had an offense in '85, man. That team was no joke. They could put points on. I mean, when they beat they beat the God, I can't remember who it was they beat. I want to say it was the Packers. It was like 55-0 or something like that. They just destroyed them. But yeah, I mean, you're right, man. That balance, I just don't see it on this team, man. We've invested a lot in the defense, and it's starting to show. Well, maybe we need to turn around now and start investing in this damn offense, man, because our holes are glaring. You know, we don't have a tight end. I don't care what you say about Jeff Swain and all them other cats, you know what I mean, Dalton Schultz and all them guys. We do not have a tight end on this team that can consistently make plays. You know, and just like on the defense. I mean,
Jeff Swain got more receiving yards than our receivers do.
No.
Jeff Swain got more yards receiving than our receivers do.
Yes, Jeff Swain has more receiving yards than all our receivers except Beasley.
Yeah.
Hey, Space Cowboy, how you feel about our safeties, man?
To be honest with you, it's probably on defense, it's the last missing piece that we need to fix.
Yep.
In 2015, I said it's going to take a bit for this defense to kind of get itself back in order, and it kind of is. I think that the Leighton Vander Esch pick is really accelerating the defense. And again, it's also because Sean Lee's teaching them. But ultimately, this defense is starting to come together. And I think that the last thing they need is a solid safety to have a playmaker at all three levels of the defense. And I think that that's going to make this defense complete. You know, obviously on the offensive side of the ball, you know, we might be talking about, hey, maybe we might need another offense. We don't know what's going to go on with Travis. So, I'm assuming he's going to be, he's not playing this year, but he'll be back fully healthy, hopefully, and I'm expecting him to come back next year. So maybe, you know what, you either have to end up thinking, okay, do we get a weapon for our quarterback, or do we finish up this, and again, it all depends on how the class looks in 2019. For all you know, and the people were like, oh, we got to go get Earl Thomas for free. Listen, just to me, honestly, just go into the draft, get yourself a safety in the first round. As of right now, that's kind of like my thing that I want the Cowboys to do next year. I know that, like, looking into the future, but of course things will change. But I think that, look, the Cowboys couldn't really have gone wrong with either Derwin James or Leighton Vander Esch, but Leighton Vander Esch is looking like the best pick so far for the team, considering how they're doing without Sean Lee. I mean, listen, Sean Lee's not playing in this game. If they can win another game without Sean Lee, I think that this defense is making a case. Maybe we don't need Sean Lee to win games, well, being him on the field, if that makes sense. So yeah, for me, right now, I think that, listen, you get a solid safety in the backfield, or in the secondary, to complete this defense, and we're good.
I mean, Derwin James, he does have an interception on Jared Goff.
I want to add something. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to add something quick. I'm looking at Houston's offensive game plan, and they better think of something fast, because they like to run out of the shotgun. Every play that I'm seeing them do is out of the shotgun, and he has a running back there with him. So it decides to where he wants to keep it himself, and try to find somebody open, or he can do a delay or a post route to the tight end. He likes to use his tight end, so the safeties are going to be tested a lot, because the tight end likes to run that middle post. So we have to really worry about this boy, because this Texan offense is designed for him, to give him the choice, kind of like Cam Newton, kind of give him the choice of running, keeping it and running, hand it off to the running back, or throwing to the tight end. Because their offensive line is very weak. Because I'm looking at them against New England right now, and they're being pushed back. But he used that shotgun to give him time, so he could already be back there. So they run out of the shotgun a lot, and they like to do draw plays with the running back. So that's something to think about.
Good point, man. Before we get out of here, I want to touch on two more things. Tight end. Well, Jeff Swain getting his first touchdown and being third in receiving yards to Beasley, Zeke. If Jeff Swain would have had much more opportunities early in his career, do you guys think he'll have way more stats than he have now? Because he's really looking like that. He can catch. He's a big guy. He can jump. He's tall. He's not super slow, but he's faster than Jason Witten. So what I'm saying is, was he really held back because of his play, or just because Witten was there?
It has to be because Witten's there. Because look what happened with James Hanna last year. We were talking about how James Hanna should get more opportunities because he has that explosive play ability, and I think I think with Swain, I think that is he going to be the next Jason Witten? No, obviously not. But I think that he has the ability to be effective in the passing game, especially considering the fact that his ability with the in that dump off, not the dump off, the bootleg, excuse me, with Dak and him getting him the ball. I mean, Swain was the reason why that ball went like 30 yards. So I think Swain is developing nicely, and I think that with him learning behind Witten, it's kind of helping him. But and I think that just because statistically he might not have the biggest production, I still think he's solid. Is he amazing Pro Bowl? No, but he's solid enough to get the job done.
Right, and I feel the same way. People forget that he's only 27. I'm older than him. He was born in 91. He's still fairly young, and he got good hands. He's clearly faster than Witten. And I'm just hoping that it really shows, because this is all we got. They're not playing Rico, so the guy that they are playing, I want to see him do good. And
actually, Swain is 25, by the way. He's going to be 26 this year.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's youngster then.
I thought he was 27. But either way, he's 6'4". He's a big guy. I think that Swain could be okay. Like I don't know what the connection is with Dak and Rico, but It's not working. Maybe the bootleg that they threw to Jeff Swain, Rico could have also caught it, but they're just not giving him a chance. And I really want to see more from our tight end position because I'm with working class on this one. Either trade for one or get you one in the first round because you need that. Like I say, they're hybrid receivers now. They are hybrid receivers. When you look at the best tight ends in the game, they are very effective. They get doubled like a receiver do. These guys are effective. These guys may help quarterback get first downs when they really need them because if you got a good receiving core and people are worried about them, you'll have a wide open tight end. When we had Dez doing his thing, Witten was always open.
So if we advocating getting a tight end in the first round. If we only do one, are we going safety or tight end first round? And it seems like the same question we had last year, but we're right back there. Because we need both. So where we at?
But we drafted one, didn't? I mean, okay, it's like to me, it's like we got Zeke. See, when we got Witten, we got lucky. Witten was like a diamond in the rough. I guess they didn't think he was going to be as good as he was.
Mm-hmm.
He came out cold because he was good in college. So he came out cold. He came out flashy. You know what I'm saying? We got lucky with Witten. And I don't really think they care about the tight end position as much as they do with running back and everything else. And I think because we got Zeke, they're like, oh, we're good. We just need a decoy. I think they look at the tight end position as a decoy.
Yeah.
And it's important because Witten, like Deion said, and I said in my video the other day, I was agreeing with Deion because him and Shannon Sharp and they got a little show they do in the morning.
Yeah.
Or either morning or afternoon or something like that. But Deion said that, he was watching the Cowboys and he's like, something was missing. He said that Jason Witten is missing. And Jason Witten moved the chains. He was able, even though he did his little 5-step, boom, 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 right there. It's still third down, hell, even fourth down sometimes. He was able to move those chains, and that's what Dak is missing. Like you said, DJ, that was a part of his little safety net. Him being a young quarterback, he needed a veteran receiver, a veteran tight end to get open, to automatically get open. Young quarterbacks don't need rookies to throw or young guys to throw to because they're not going to get open as fast. Those old school Michael Irvin, Jerry Rice type receivers, they're going to get open. They're going to do what it takes to get open. That's your assurance. You throw the ball that way, they're going to go get it. Or Des Bryant, they're going to go get it. And I was watching, not trying to get off the subject with the tight end, but just the receivers, period. I was watching those highlights with Romo and Dez, and how Dez wasn't even open, and Romo was still throwing it. He was still trusting. That's trust. That's like a connection. That's like a Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman type connection. And they had that. Hey, man, just throw it. I'll get it to you. Trust me. Just throw the ball, man. Michael Irvin used to be the same way on the sideline. Hey, man, just throw me the ball. I'll get you that touchdown. I'll get you that first down. Trust me. And that's what Romo and Dez had. See, Dak ain't got that. He ain't got that in the receivers. He ain't got that in the tight end. He might have it a little every now and then with Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley will get us out of a jam on third down every now and then. But you really can't put your stock into somebody that's my height because going across the middle. Because guess what? One of these times he's gonna get hurt. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like we need that assurance. We need that assurance in the passing game, especially for Dak because he's having a little bit of trouble starting out. So. That's my thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. Like I say, I just want true playmakers, and I honestly feel our only playmaker at this point is Ezekiel Elliott. We got a receiver core full of guys that can, like, I call our receiver core the misfits because it is what it is. They say you don't need a true number one. They lied. I don't give a damn who you are. You need a true number one. Tell that to Matt Ryan or some of them guys. Like that's just the way I feel about it. Tell those guys they don't need to tell Big Ben he don't need Antonio Brown. What call him a two?
Matt Ryan can go to Julio anytime he wants to.
I don't give a damn if he's triple covered. Matt
Oh
Ryan
my
can
God.
off to Julio any time he wants. And you fuck around and leave Muhammad Sanu open and see what he do to you also. You know what I'm saying? Tell those guys they don't need a true number one. You know? The Patriots went out their way to get Josh Gordon. You gotta pay money for good guys, man. And Jerry, I don't know what he's doing. We freed up all that money with these players, and we ain't doing nothing with it. Like we freed up Dez to go get just a bunch of guys.
Listen, you know what? And I hate to. This is just. I know, like right now, my off-season plans like, look, resign Tank. The basic stuff. Resign your players. Listen, if Sean Lee retires this year, he's going to open up a lot of cap space. Go get yourself a solid safety and go. Or you know what? Do what you got to do. That's what I think the Cowboys are. The Cowboys are at a point where I feel they need to get someone in free agency. I know I don't like throwing money at people. Like if Earl Thomas is there on the cheap, I'm saying on the cheap. I'm not saying throw all the money at him. Go get him.
Well, he ain't getting the money he want now with a second leg break. He ain't getting the money he wants.
No, yeah. But like what I'm trying to get at is that at this point, because you got to start thinking about what should the Cowboys do long term, and that is, listen, in the off free agency, you have to go and get someone either in the safety position, tight ends, wide receiver, because you're like that's the issue. I think you go get a solid safety, in free agency, maybe, or vice versa. You know what I mean? I think that either way, that's the main focal point, or maybe get some more depth. But that's just me.
Yeah. All right. Last topic. I'm gonna start with working class on this one. Jason Garrett, Scott Linehan. Do you see them being here next year, whether we have a winning season or not?
Oh man, I hope not. But my personal opinion is, I guess my feelings about it aside. I mean, Jerry's track record shows. I mean, for some reason or another, man, he's in love with old Carrot Top. I don't know why. Yes, I do. At least Jason Garrett, man. I think if things go south this season and this offense continues, on the trajectory that they're on now, I could see, Scotty Hottie getting kicked to the curb, but I think Garrett, for now, I think Garrett's job safe. If we tank this season and just, end up 3-13 or something like that, I can see Garrett getting kicked to the curb too, but, for some reason or another, and like I said before, I don't know if, Garrett's got something on Jerry, like he's got some incriminating photos or something. I don't know, because this cat seems he can't do no wrong. It seems like, in Jerry's eyes. And so, I don't know, man. I'm about tired of, Garrett. I've made it very clear how I feel about that clown, but it's the accountability, man. It's that lack of account. And I might have brought this up before with you, DJ, but when Randy Gregory had that stupid personal foul, we pushed that guy in the face as a retaliation in the Seattle game.
Yeah.
And he walked to the sidelines, man. Body language is everything, man. I watch a lot of times when these coaches engage with these players and how they react to what the coach is saying to them. And Gregory, man, Garrett turned around to say something to him, and Gregory just turned his back and walked away. Like, I don't think these damn players are buying in the way that, I think on the defensive side of the ball, these guys are playing hard, but I think that's mainly attributed to Chris Richard. But on the offensive side of the ball, man, it don't seem like there's any intensity. It don't seem like there's any desire to do whatever it takes to win. I kind of see just half-assed effort a lot of times. I'm not saying everybody. There's guys out there that are playing hard. Obviously, Zeke's playing his ass off. But I just don't see. I don't see the accountability, man. If I had done something stupid like that when I played football, you can damn well be sure that coach is going to be in my ear, saying, what the fuck's your problem? Just lighting my ass up. If I do something stupid like that and cause the team to lose yardage.
Yeah.
Because I can't hold my temper and I'm acting like a little kid on the field. You'd be damn sure the coaches that I've played for would be up my ass. Lighting a fire under me. Like, well, what the hell was that?
Right.
That shit is not acceptable. But I don't see any of the offensive coaches digging into these players when they're doing boneheaded shit. Right. So, they need to go. I'm going to keep saying it. I do not support this coaching staff, and I'm oh, man. It makes me sick to my stomach when I think about it, man, because I just to see, this organization, man, in the direction they're going. I don't get it. I don't get any of it, man. I'm still we're in week 5, and I still really don't know what this team is.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know who we are. I mean, yes, we're a running team, but it's week to week. It's a week to week proposition with this team, whether or not they're going to win or lose.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I hope they're gonna, but I guess we'll see what happens, man.
Okay. Cowboys abroad, Mr. Jason Garrett guy. You're a Garrett guy, man. So I'm pretty sure you ain't gonna agree with this topic. Do you think the coaches should be gone, whether we have a winning season or not?
Do I think the coaches should be gone, whether we have a winning season or not? To be honest with you, man, we're running out of excuses for this damn coaching. We run out of excuses for this coaching.
Wow.
I think, man, we gotta win. We gotta have a winning record, man. The coaching staff, man, gonna be looking for new jobs. That's just how it goes down. To answer working classes question, the reason that Jason Garrett, I think, a lot of times holds on is because he allows Jerry the environment that he wants in the football team, and in the locker room, without any type of resistance or interference. They do this community management of the football team versus the coach being totally in charge of it. And Jerry likes that non-opposition. That being said, we've changed. We changed our 7 position. We changed our 7 position coaches this off season. Leonard again. He can either go or stay. It doesn't really matter to me. I like Garrett. I like where he's going, what he believes in, and I like the fact, man, that over the last 3 or 4 years, man, this guy's had one losing season. Over the last 5 years, he had one losing season, and and because of that, I'd hate for us to get off the train before we pat a came and get up on a losing coach. I remember back in the days, man, when Belichick with the Browns, man, he had some losing seasons, but we see where he's at right now. I see the Cowboys. We started out, man, with 6 losing seasons. Then we went 20 years of winning seasons with Tom Landry. I don't want to see us give up on a good coach before we pat a keg in some sweet. At 13-3, 12-4, 4-12, and 9-7. That's 3 out of 4 winning seasons. That one losing season you had, you lost your quarterback. You lost your main quarterback, and you didn't have an answer for him.
What about all them 8-8 seasons?
All those 8-8 seasons, you gotta give. Jason Garrett came in, man. You gotta give a coach 3 or 4 years. Put a system together, and get the players in that he want to give in. Get the players in that he want, and put the system in that he want to put in place. And I told him, that's what I attest that to. Building the team, building the system, building the players, building personnel necessary in order to win and put your system in place. You need that time as a coach in order to do that. And then
right.
and during those 3 seasons, those 8-8 seasons, he gave us Tyrod Smith, he gave us Zach Martin, he gave us Travis Frederick. He put the pieces in place that's paying today. I don't think we should be too hasty to give up. But in closing, I just say, yeah, I think that we got to have a winning season. Or we don't really have an excuse. We don't really have an excuse to keep those guys around. Particularly Linehan. I think he's more vulnerable than Garrett. You can make an argument that you sacrifice Linehan, and give Garrett his last season of his contract and part ways next year. Which I think is more likely to happen. But I can also see them both going if we don't win.
Okay. Dallas Cowboys football news. Winning season or losing season, do the coaches got to go?
Absolutely, they got to go. They're hurting this. They're hurting these young guys.
Yep.
Jason Garrett's been part of this franchise since 2007 as an offensive offensive coordinator. And yeah, you could say his offense was top 5 every year he was calling it, but you look at the guys that Brad talked about who they gave us and who they drafted, but it's wasted talent at this point with this coaching staff. It's wasted talent because Jason Witten went 15 years. Jason Witten was in his 5th year in the National Football League when Jason Garrett took over. Did he give him anything? D. Ware, 8 years with the Dallas Cowboys. Did Garrett give him anything? Jay Ratliff, Terrence Newman, Anthony Spencer, Tony Romo, Terrell Owens. All these guys played under Jason Garrett, and not a damn thing came out of it. Not a goddamn thing. It's time to just move on. This guy isn't Tom Landry. Tom Landry knew how to win Super Bowls. This guy don't.
Okay, I hear you on that. I'm gonna let 1980 go, and I'm gonna let Space Cowboy close out. 1980, this coaching staff, brother, win or lose, what we got to do with them?
Well, this is why you don't mix friendship with business, because you get these type of results. And my story is not gonna be pretty long. These guys pretty much covered everything. You just don't hire your homeboy because you're scared to fire him. Now, you know what I'm saying? So yes, now you stuck with him. Yeah. You stuck with him. Like if you the head coach, DJ, and you hired me and I fucked up, go ahead and fire me, bro. I'm still gonna be cool with you. Right. Just go ahead and fire me. As long as you give me my money that you owe me, we good. You know what I mean? So Jerry has a bad habit of doing it. And then if it's so easy, his job is so easy with Garrett in there because he can come in there and say, well, I won a Super Bowl with not such a good coach, and I did this, I put this team together, I did it. It's the credit thing with him. He just wants that credit, just like with Jimmy. That's why he let Jimmy walk, because he I was responsible for the Herschel Walker trade, back in the day. So, which he really wasn't. But, if he just signed checks and move out of the way, he's passionate about his team and the sport, and that's good. And he's done some great things for, the Dallas Cowboys and the community and all that stuff. So he's just not the big bad wolf, but he just doesn't know what he's doing. And he's got Garrett in there, which is, y'all know, he's a clapper and all that stuff. So it's all about homeboy. We friends, so I got my homeboy. You can't do that. You just gotta. It's a business. It's a sport, but it's a business too. And you play it to win. You don't play it to make money, because the money's gonna come regardless if you win or lose. Look at the Browns. They ain't shut down, and they've been losing for years. They ain't got not one Super Bowl. They're not hurting for money. You get what I'm saying? So the money's gonna come. It's just, the winning is nothing. There's nothing else to do but win. And why is that so hard? You did it back in the 70s. We did it back in the 90s. Why can't we do it now? So it's action reflect leadership, man. And that's been our problem. Wow. You can't mix friendship with business.
Good point, man. Good point. 1980 football news. You missed the safety talk. So how you feel about our safeties at this point?
It is what it is at this point. I mean, they're not hurting us that bad. You know what I mean? I think Xavier Woods going to have a better game in this game. It's his 3rd game back. Usually, look at this offensive line. It took them 4 games to get their feet underneath them. Yeah. So, and he has to. This is his first time playing under Chris Richard calling defenses. I'm sure it's a lot different. So I think he's getting his feet underneath him. This is his 3rd game back. I think he's going to really step it up and play. Jeff Heath, he's been playing pretty solid. He had some ups and downs, but that's what you're going to get out of Jeff Heath. You get what you pay for. Jeff Heath isn't making $10 million a year as a starting strong safety. So you're getting what you paid for. He can make those plays. And, hell, he's led these teams in interceptions most years. So, Jeff Heath, I'm not real concerned about. He'll get his legs back underneath them, and Kayvon Frazier will too.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, Jeff Heath leading his team in safeties is like going to a party where every girl is ugly. The half decent girl in there gonna look like Halle Berry because all the rest of them ugly. It ain't hard to lead the Dallas Cowboys in interceptions.
Well, somebody's got to step up and make a play, and
That's
he
true.
was the guy to do it.
To be fair, that's true. That is true. That's 100% true. Space Cowboy, give us your thoughts on the coaching for the closeout.
Yeah, not a problem. So for kind of context, and this is how you know how long someone's been here. I believe when Jason Garrett first arrived in Dallas, I believe I was in 4th or 5th grade. I'm now in my 3rd year of college. So that's when you know that someone's been there for a long time, especially. But like the key thing is it's like it's not even someone that's been successful. You know what I mean? Like, so you know, it's crazy. But when it comes to leadership, there are different leadership styles. Typically, it's dependent on how much authority the leader has given to them or themselves, and how much independence the team has in and of itself. Now, for me, it's kind of hard to evaluate what kind of coach Jason Garrett is, especially under the regime we are now. I'm not trying to create an excuse for him. Absolutely not. But the fact is, working under Jerry is hard. You know, other than Jimmy Johnson, and I don't really throw Barry Switzer in here, even though we had a Super Bowl, because honest to God, that was Jimmy Johnson's team. Like, we've had so many head coach turnover that it's just, I feel that Jason Garrett is in a situation where he has minimal authority and he can only do so much. But with that being said, you've been given the tools to work with. The Cowboys are a very talented team. And if you can't manage, and another thing is they allowed them to pick the coaches. So if we're going to be sitting here, right, and you're going to go out there and be like, okay, we don't need a Dez Bryant. We don't need a Jason Witten to win us games. Okay, fine. That's what your assessment is. Well, you got to go out there and prove it. I'm not expecting 16-0, but you had the win.
Right.
And for me, if this season's a wash, you have to make a change. You can only go so far with what you have at your disposal. And if you're sitting here, think about it. We've only had 2 winning seasons under Jason. Well, technically 3. Only 3 winning seasons, 12-4, 13-3, 9-7. And we had 1 losing season. The rest were mediocre seasons. So for me, this team has to either
he should be gone.
Yeah. Like, if this team does not do well, like we're sitting at 6-10, 5-11, by far, this man has to go. But we all know that if this team goes to the playoffs, wins a playoff game and/or 2, he's not going anywhere, regardless if we want him there or not. And to be honest with you, that shouldn't be an excuse for keeping someone now. I mean, look what the Titans did. Dude, the Titans fired their head coach after a playoff win. But anyway, I don't want to go on for too long. But either way, I guess my closing is this. Coaching staff, they have to make sure this season is a success, because if not, they're out of here. And just because Jerry Jones has given them votes of confidence, this, that, and a third, that doesn't mean that on the inside in his mind that he doesn't think another way. Because let's be honest here, you don't go out there like imagine if Jerry Jones went out and said, "Oh, Jason Garrett sucks. This team's gonna suck." And it's like, what kind of optimism is that? You know what I mean? Like, imagine if someone on the team came out and said, well, this person sucks and I don't expect us to do well. Then you're putting yourself in a bad position. So don't be surprised if Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones are getting restless. I wouldn't be shocked either. It's just they might not showcase it publicly. So that's all I got to say on that. So.
Okay. I mean, everybody pretty much made good points. We all pretty much feel the same way. And I guess to close it out, I'm going to say offense, I want good execution. Defense, I want a lot of stops. I know, like football, not 1980 said, you don't necessarily need interceptions, but I want to see them just to give the offense a spark, to get a defense a better spark. And I want to see good special teams too, because that counts. Special teams count. And I'm just going to go around right now and ask everybody what they expect overall as a whole from the game, starting with Dallas Cowboy football news.
Expectations. Dallas Cowboys, Houston Texans. Oh, man. Expectations. Zeke got a ball, the offensive line got a ball, and the defense got a ball. That's my expectation. Those three categories you hit, it's like hitting the jackpot. You get a dub.
Yes, sir. Exactly. 19. I know you don't like predictions, but as the team overall, what do you expect from the team as a whole?
Don't wear them bad luck blue jerseys. Don't wear them damn bad luck blue jerseys, man. That's all I got. Seriously, man. That's all I got.
Yeah, I know, bro. You definitely adamant about that. Working class Cowboy. What you want to see from this team Sunday? Cowboys abroad. What you want to see from this team Sunday?
Yeah, man. I want to see us score 20 or more points. I think if we don't, we're setting ourselves up, man. I think we're setting ourselves up for an L if we don't score 20 or more points. So I want to see us score 20 more points. I want to see us play solid in our secondary, defend the pass, and I want us to stick with a balanced attack. Run a balance between run and pass, and not get one dimensional. Because I think if we get one dimensional, I think that's not in our favor. But if we stick to that formula, I think we win. We walk away with the W.
Okay. Working class, you was on mute, brother. You want to unmute yourself real quick? Okay. Space Cowboys 17 overall from the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, offense, defense, special team. Like, what you want to see?
I want to see Dak Prescott throw for 5 million yards and 700 touchdowns. No, look, just win the game.
I want to see that too. I want to see it. I don't know when
No, for me, listen, just win the game. Look, I don't care if Dak Prescott has 200 or less passing yards, a touchdown or two. Look, just win the game. Yeah. That's all I want. Look, I expect this to be a tough matchup. I have the Cowboys obviously winning. I have a pick 'em league. I always pick them to win. But listen, this is a winnable game. You had to win, and it's a must-win. You got to stay with the division. Okay. I think that the Cowboys will be fine. I wouldn't actually be shocked if the defense gets a defensive touchdown in this game, based on how the Texans are playing offensively. But you know what? Based on that, you know what's going to happen. It's going to be freaking Anthony Brown or like some obscure player that does it. But yeah, I think the Cowboys will be fine. But they shouldn't take this game lightly. Absolutely not. It's a 1-3 team, but it's a dangerous 1-3 team. So
right. Okay, that's good. For the last time, working class Cowboy, are you there? I guess not. So in closing, we're gonna do it like this. Dallas Cowboys fan 1980. Give the people your channel, your closing statement.
Right here, Dallas Cowboy fan 1980 on YouTube. Same on Twitter, Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. Guys, we just need to play smart tomorrow. We really do. And that's on, like I always say, on both sides of the ball. Dak's not going to have any time to throw the ball. I mean, going to have any time to look for somebody open or hold on to the ball. So they need to make some quick hits. Got to get Zeke going and just win the game. Like Space Cowboy just say, just win the game, man. This is pretty much a must-win game just for the state of Texas alone. Because if we lose, we'll never hear the end of it. We'll never hear the end of it. Trust me. They're gonna dig it into the ground that they're the best team in Texas and all that stuff. So it's a must-win game. It's gonna be a tough game just for the simple fact, like I said when I first got on. So we just need to, be smart. There may be a lot of penalties in this game because both of our defensive lines are really good. So you're gonna see a lot of holding penalties from both teams. Unfortunately from ours too. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm wrong, but you tend to see that when you're going up against a good defensive line. So I just want to play smart. I want us to kick the ball off so we can get the ball back at halftime, and I want us to wear those white uniforms.
All right. Cowboys Abroad, you have a channel going on now with videos on them, man. Give them your channel and your closing statement.
Yeah, man, it's Cowboys Abroad. You can follow me on YouTube and Twitter at Cowboys Abroad. My closing statement, like everybody else, man. I just want to win. This is a pride game. This is a pride game, man. Being a Texan myself, being from Texas. I'm ready to include in, man, into the magnitude of this game, man. If nothing else is bragging rights. If nothing else is bragging rights, we gotta go and get that. We gotta go and get that W. All games are must-win games. This one is no different. We want to win every one of them, and this one we're going to. We're taking it home. Looking forward to the victory Sunday night. Dallas Cowboys, man, defeats the Houston Texans. This is Cowboys Abroad. I'm out.
All right. Dallas Cowboy football news.
Yeah. Let's do it. I don't know what the fuck that was.
What was that?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Little John in the house.
Yeah. Oh no, but no, everybody hit it on the head, man. And 1980 said holding penalties. This offense, as we've seen, does not do good with holding penalties. They only had 2 last week, so I hope they keep that trend up. This offense does not do well behind the sticks. So let's hope they play a clean game like they did last week. Be consistent. Offense, that's what I'm looking for, is consistency. You know, the last week was the most points we put up with 26 all year. Before that game right there, the Dallas Cowboys averaging 14.8 points a game. They put up 26. I want to see consistency on that. And that's just Dak not trying to do too much. When Dak tries to do too much, balls hit defenders in the hands. Thank God the Lions don't know how to catch.
Wow.
Just be a bus driver, Dak. That's all you got to be. Don't try to be Michael Jackson and show out and try to moonwalk. It ain't going to work out.
Give them your YouTube and your Twitter and your Facebook. You forgot about that.
Oh, man. Yeah. How am I going to forget about that? Dallas Cowboy football news on YouTube and Facebook. DCF News 1 on Twitter. You can find me right here on Freaky Friday. And you can find me on the Round Table on Saturdays. Yeah.
There we go. Space Cowboy 17.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Space Cowboy 17, obviously. You can follow me on Twitter, Space Cowboy 17, also there.
He posts his girls in bikinis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then follow me on Pornhub. No, I'm playing.
I was gonna do it. I swear.
Oh no.
I was gonna do it.
I was waiting for someone to say something. Space Boy 17 on. No, but real talk. Good talk, guys. Yeah, DJ, thanks for having us. Another good conversation.
No problem, man. We have to do it, man. We got to do it, and we'll be back. We'll be back halftime of the Cowboys game.
Screaming and yelling at how they're losing.
Yep. I hope we screaming because Tank got sacks and Dak threw the ball crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
And Zeke been eating. So hope we come on halftime with a good conversation, y'all. But man, I appreciate all y'all guys for taking out y'all time in the chat and you guys for coming on here talking with me, man. It's a Friday night. Y'all did not have to come on here, so I really appreciate y'all for that, man. Football news, 1980, Cowboys Abroad, Space Cowboy Working Class, and I really appreciate y'all for coming on here doing this when y'all ain't have to, man. I really like to thank y'all guys. These guys are smart as hell. You know, Cowboys Abroad 1980, you know, they the veterans on here, man. You know, they saw a lot of football before I did. And I'm gonna brag about the one Super Bowl I was able to see. I saw the last 3, but the one that I really pay attention and knew what I was watching was the last one. I was 6 years old. So appreciate everybody for watching, man. Thank all y'all guys for coming on. Catch us halftime of the game Sunday, and we out of here, y'all. Peace.